paper. Wow. Thank you. ありがとうございます。And such a big stage makes me nervous. I'll do my best to speak in English. We are making a new kind of action-adventure game. It's spooky. But not the survival horror game that we are known for. Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, party.
Making pancakes, making pancakes.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 164 of GG's Mouthful Podcast.
GG! Woo!
Yes, sir. That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
How's it going, fellas?
Oh, you wasted all your energy on one GG.
I know, yeah. I was at 5% only, and it just drained it out of me. I need to plug my USB-C back and fully recharge because, oh my God, do we have an awesome show today.
We sure freaking do, guys.
Indeed.
You have no clue. No clue whatsoever.
I'm back. I'm ready.
You feeling good now?
I am. Well, hold on. Let me fix it.
Take a swig of your earthy beer.
Oh, this doesn't taste like an IPA. It tastes more like a PA.
Well, funny you should say that. It actually is just a PA.
Yes.
Just a pale ale, guys.
It's a Pennsylvania. Oh, it's a PA. It's a pale ale. What is it called?
ZFK.
No,
which,
okay.
is the...
I never had it.
Me either. It's a
Really?
specialty one. Only comes in a 4-pack. It's from a local brewery in Tampa.
Oh,
what do you think of that, sir?
All right. I like it. Hey, I'm not the biggest fan. You know that I'm not. Cheers. I'm not the biggest fan of IPAs. But this one's not bad because
This isn't an IPA.
It's not. Well, true. Well, because it's not an IPA.
Yeah.
No wonder I like it.
Go figure.
No, it's because it's not super bitter. It's
not
a little bit.
It has little hints of it, but it doesn't have that I guess bitterness in the back. It's just it just has the hints because it definitely uses the hops, the citra hops,
and people like the bitter.
Dude, let me tell you, I love.
You're a
bitters.
fan. I don't get it. I don't like. It's not. I mean, obviously, I've had them. I'll still have them.
Yeah,
but I don't find them enjoyable.
Well, they're not. Well, so the biggest issue
they're not meant to be enjoyable.
They're not meant to be enjoyable.
You're drinking gasoline.
No, the biggest issue with IPAs is you have to drink them slow. IPAs. Or let's just call them
you have no choice.
The bitter ones, the more bitter ones, you have to drink them a little bit slower. A lot of people are kind of used to just tugging a beer back, and
those
that's
ones
not
are
the type of beer you want to do.
Those ones are the double IPA.
What do you mean?
Oh, the double I.
The double IPAs or triples. You sip on those.
Oh,
somebody sent me a free. I think it's Joel. Shout out to Joel, by the way. He sent me a thing about a beer that was 68% alcohol. 68% alcohol beer.
Dude, that's okay, so
that's liquor, bro. That's carbonated liquor. Guys.
No, that is isopropyl rubbing alcohol. It's 98%, and then you throw a couple hops there. You know, it could be whatever brand. It could be like a Walgreens brand. You know, it doesn't have to be the original Band-Aid brand. And then just take a swig of that.
Well, let me see if I can read. It's called Snake Venom. Okay, Snake Venom, and it is a beer brewed with sugar beets. And it's 67.5% alcohol.
Damn. So that's how many bottles is that? Like 2, and that's it. I mean 1.
Oh, you probably have to just sip. You probably literally gonna pour yourself a shot.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
beer, and that's all you're gonna drink.
Yeah,
because, I mean,
yeah.
You have too much of that.
You don't foam that out. No.
No. I'm not even sure. I just want to see it. I just want to see it in front of me.
Let's see if we can find it.
Sure, man. It's got to be mad expensive though. The world's
You think?
strongest
Yeah,
beer
probably.
coming in at 6.7. I found this. Well, I didn't find it. It was
Are you
sent
sure
to me.
somebody didn't forget to put the decimal point? And that's the what we're reading. It's probably
so-
6.7.
6.75.
6.75.
That's a yeah. Well, I guess it could be that. I don't know. It's
No, they
ridiculous.
wouldn't be the strongest. You know.
No. Shit, I made a beer stronger than that.
Shit. Well, Zima will be stronger than that.
Oh man, thank you guys for tuning in.
And look, you only
I
have
had
a sip
just like
of one.
a sip of pale ale, and I can't
It's
even
already,
speak, guys.
yeah.
Jesus, it's been that kind of week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If this is your first time listening, please go to goodgame.tech. Join the conversation there. Also, like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everybody. What we normally do, guys, is we go into what we've been up to, move into various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic, E3, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a great name, too. It's a great name. I'm glad you came up with it, sir. Good job, sir.
Well, I was thinking, for the and we're gonna obviously go into detail on it, but
Yeah.
for the E3 that we had, it was
Mostly ugly.
there was not I was thinking like it was not a cringy E3 like others.
No, yeah.
So it lacked on the cringe, but it kind of lacked on the wow factor.
It was lackluster.
It was a little bit lackluster, but
Overall.
the couple things that wowed really wowed, So
Yeah.
there were some good things, there were some bad things, and then there were some ugly things, and we're gonna, review those.
We're gonna deep dive into some of that ugliness.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
the
And there
Microsoft. No, I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
hey,
Just
hey,
kidding. No, no.
hey.
That's a joke because they actually had
you coming around the way.
an overall decent
Yeah,
show
Yeah.
for the record.
Yeah. But right now,
But first off, yes, sir. We'll start with what we've been up to. I'm gonna throw it to you as I fix my mic here because what the hell's going on?
what have we been up to?
What have you been doing, sir?
All right, so I gotta mention that the other day I was watching Amazon's Good Omen, and this is not
that any good?
Huh?
Is it a good omen?
Is that a good omen? You know what? I only watched a couple of episodes, and the thing is, I'm not sure it's for me. Like I can see why people will appreciate it. This, if you guys have probably seen the promos, this is the series where supposedly an angel and a demon has been friends since like the beginning of times.
Okay.
And yes, yeah, and they accidentally caused or maybe it was not them, but by circumstances, the apocalypse is about to be in front of the earth,
It is destined to happen. So
and they're kind of fond of the earth. They have been living their entire, holistic lives, and they don't want to
mess
lose
up the
it.
status quo.
They don't want to lose Earth. So now the Antichrist was released, and they know that if something happens, and that will fulfill the whole thing with the apocalypse, and that's when it starts, and they want to sort of prevent it. So it's a comedy. It's a English comedy.
Oh, British.
It's a British comedy,
okay.
yeah. So I can see why it has gotten some good reviews, and people, that enjoy that type of those type of movies, or not movies, but series and comedy. They'll enjoy this. They'll enjoy this. I don't think I'm gonna stick with it because honestly, it's like I'm not a huge fan of. Say, for example, I never understood what was so funny about like Monty Python.
Oh, really? In the Holy Grail?
In the Holy Grail, yeah.
Oh,
Like
wow.
yes, it was.
It
was
dry
funny.
Humor. That's
but
what the British comedies tend to be. Tend to be.
Tend to be
dry
what?
humor. Yeah.
Oh, dry humor.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? So what's the difference? What?
It's more. I don't
Fart jokes?
explain. Huh? No, not fart jokes.
These not fart jokes. Yeah.
No, not
so
fart
obviously
jokes.
more intelligent than that.
Yeah. It's meant to be. Yeah, that's what it is. It's more of a. I don't want to label it as an intelligent comedy. Everything else is not, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that it's. Oh God, I don't explain. I'll look. You know what? I'll look up the true definition of dry humor.
It is so. I started watching, and yeah, like the character seems to be cool, seems to be funny and stuff, but the whole concept is so like ridiculous, Like, why would first of all, why would an angel and a demon be friends? First of all,
Yeah.
and
To start off.
to start off with, and also like I wasn't feeling the jokes, so I don't know. It was, if you guys should check it out, at least give it a, watch like the first episode, see if you like it.
All right. So also called deadpan or dry wit. It is a deliberate display of a lack of or no emotion, commonly as a form of comedic delivery, to contrast with the ridiculousness of the subject.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the ridiculousness of this particular subject.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
true. That's
and
true.
if you don't even have them laughing at themselves, they're just kind of just doing.
And the way
stuff.
it's delivered, the way it's delivered
So
is
that's
kind of like
what-
if that was the normal thing.
Correct,
to
exactly.
do. Yeah, I could definitely see it. So anyway, that was that. I know I watched a movie. Oh yeah, I watched. We spoke about this last podcast. I watched. What was the name?
Which always be my maybe.
Always be my maybe. Yes,
Nice.
yeah. Which is that like romantic comedy that I think last time we just saw the trailer, right?
You
had watched it.
I had watched it, and we had the week before is when we saw the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was last time. I don't know, somewhere around there.
You have watched it by the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we spoke about it already. You spoke to great length about it. Yes, it is that mad cool. It's a really cool
It's a lot
story.
of fun, yeah.
Don't let it, don't let the fact that it's a rom-com. I'm not into rom-com. Don't let that dissuade you from.
It has its usual rom-com
Yeah, of course.
stuff.
It is.
You know what I mean?
know.
Yeah.
But it has a nice message.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, that freaking reveal that we might have actually spoiled.
Well, it's on the trailer, so
It's on the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see, Keanu Reeves,
yeah.
playing the coolest character that he was ever played in a movie.
Yeah.
In any of his movies.
In any of his films.
Yes, exactly.
This is top of the line.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. Yes. I was gonna watch. I Am Mother.
I Am Mother.
But I'm gonna leave that for this week.
Okay.
I got busy. But I've been playing a little bit. I tried that Forza Horizon 4's Lego expansion.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
Yeah.
Is it true? Everything is awesome.
It is, everything is awesome. Let me put it this way: if you enjoyed, and I realize not a lot of people in the group are playing this game, but if you're a fan of racers and you did enjoy Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheel expansion,
Mm-hmm.
this is just as kooky. They don't like it. Obviously, it's nonsensical. The fact that I am in the world of Lego, made of Lego now, and I'm destroyed, and I have to build my house, and everything is blocked. And they talk about it because there's still the same DJs on the radio, be talking about the upcoming events, and they'll be talking about it like it's the most common and normal thing. It's like, hey, now you get to ride this. And you have, I think I'm not sure if you have to collect 6 or 7 different type of Lego vehicles.
Oh.
I could be wrong on this because I just saw, or I don't know if it opens up. I can speak to actually making your car, your own car, because I don't think it's that deep. I think it's more like, hey, you like Forza Horizon 4? What if we throw something crazy at it? Something
Like the Hot
something
Wheels
cool.
type thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can you put together your house. I don't know what I can do because I haven't played it that much. I haven't played that deep on it. I just played the introduction, a little bit of the races. It felt silly driving, the Lego cars, but they happen to drive. Just like you would, they happen to handle just like you would expect, handling any other car on the game, except that the vehicles have like 8 gears or 9 gears. That's something crazy. So that makes it, believe it or not, that makes it harder to drive if you're playing with in manual shift mode. Because
Which you should be. What's the
I know.
point then?
No, exactly. I play with manual shift mode, but like when you have to go from gear 7 down to gear 3, for example, it just feels odd to go. We're going like like you lose sense, or I lose sense of which gear am I, suddenly, and I try to get off the apex of the curve, and suddenly my car is not accelerating because I'm in gear 5, when I'm meant to be in 2 or something. So obviously, as far as the simulation aspect of it, I can't speak of the simulation aspect of driving a real Lego car.
With 7 gears, yeah.
But it is cool to see that as you break stuff around the world, it's like it does those Lego game type things where you see the Lego parts flying out.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And yeah,
that's a nice little attention to detail.
It is. Yeah, honestly, it looks good and it looks funny. The only thing I don't like is that if I feel like either I haven't played in a while, or maybe it's a little harder now, or maybe it's just the problem with the gears that I have.
There's no easy mode.
There's you can bring it out to you can bring the Dravatar levels down a bit. The cool thing that this does with the difficulty is that if you play the harder the difficulty, for example, the bigger your rewards, right? Mm-hmm. But you can also lower the difficulty, but up the simulation level of it. So, or you move manual mode, or suddenly you don't have that. Like there's always this line on the road that kind of guides you and turns red when you're supposed to be okay. You're about to take a curve. You slow down, or you're just gonna eat it up. So you're supposed to slow down a little bit. Like the Forza games have have done. I think they began doing that, and like it's very good. But if you play without that, then it gives you even more reward. Like the reward multiplier, let's call it. It's better. So you can customize your difficulty.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, and make it as arcadey versus simulate as you want to make it.
Simulating.
Yeah, that's the word.
Coining a phrase.
Yes, simulating. So yeah. I mean, I haven't played a lot of it to give you anything other than just impressions. But first impressions, it's Forza 4. It's not gonna be that much different either. I feel like the Hot Wheels one, it kind of went out there because like the routes you will take, there will be like the the actual tracks, like the crazy. You remember the orange
tracks,
the Hot Wheel tracks, the orange. They will have that in the game
and everything,
with loops and everything.
Okay.
And it felt like, wow, I am actually like driving a Hot Wheel.
There's no loops or any craziness for the Lego.
I haven't seen. They're probably, I don't know about loops, but there have been like I hit a couple of areas where if you hit like speed boost almost.
Yeah.
I like in like a Wipeout, like in Wipeout. And he boosts you and it makes you do some crazy jumps and stuff like that. So it has its level of fun craziness, but I haven't played enough to know to what extent do they do they take it.
Yeah.
And also it does the thing that I was wishing that it didn't do, which is it puts you to race. Not all cars are Lego cars. Some cars are the real counterparts of it. And then it kind of looks silly, You're driving a Lego Ferrari versus a real Ferrari, but your Ferrari has like 11 gears or whatever,
You got to be able to take the real one.
Of course, hey. Use your imagination, make your Lego Ferrari, take over the real one.
Oh yeah.
So that is fun. But the one that I've actually been playing this whole week nonstop to amazing fun has been Monster World, and I'm trying to remember Curse of the something. Find me the name.
Yeah.
Find me the entire name, because this game is available on the Switch, and it is going to be it's coming to PC soon, and it's probably coming to PlayStation 4. Hopefully, I hope so, because
probably
you shouldn't miss it. I mean, you have a Switch now.
You said it's Monster World?
Monster World. It's called Monster World, and the Curse of something. I can't remember. There was a. You found it? No. Anyway,
Is it Monster Boy or Monster World?
Monster Boy. Sorry,
okay.
Monster Boy. Sorry. I'm thinking about. See, there is a game Wonder Boy in Monster World, so that's what gets me confused.
And the Cursed Kingdom.
There you go.
Yeah, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom.
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. So last time I played a demo of it on Switch. This time, so I bought the game. Yeah, that's the one. And it's coming to PlayStation 4. Yep. Fantastic. Yep. Yeah, fantastic.
It's okay. I have a Switch now too. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be graphically improved.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure the Switch can handle it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dude, that game is great.
Yeah.
It is a really fun Metroidvania type of game.
Ooh, it's Metroidvania.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was piquing my interest even more.
Yeah. When you see the map of it, you're like, oh, yes.
The little blue and red.
It has the square, the boxes where except, but the cool thing is that the areas don't feel enclosed because you could be like in open air, and it's cool to, it's definitely cool to explore. It has a fantastic soundtrack. It actually harkens back to the soundtrack of Wonder Boy in Monster World and Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. The latter has been re-released, or not re-released. It has been remastered. I believe it's called now The Dragon's Trap.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has a beautiful, gorgeous art style, and I've spoken about that one. That's the one that the original one came out on Sega Master System.
Yeah, which is available right now. We looked it up, it was like $10 or something like that.
Yeah. And the new version, right?
No, the original.
Oh, the original.
Yeah. I think the newer one was like 25 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
This one here is 40.
This one here is 40.
Yeah.
Switch had a deal where it had like a 15% off. I ended up paying $32.
Okay.
Anyway, completely worth it. To me, I was already a fan of, like, Dragon's Trap is one of my favorite games. So going back to that, experiencing that again, it gave me those fun memories.
Nice.
But it's not the game is not holding itself on nostalgia because the gameplay is very modernized. Like I mentioned, it is a Metroidvania. I don't consider the other one to be like a Metroid. Maybe it had elements of what a Metroid would have been, or something. But
it was more of a platformer.
But it was a little, it felt more like a platformer. Mm-hmm. This one is, it definitely feels Metroidvania because I can see the areas where it's like, get up there, damn it, get up there. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be here yet, am I? Or I'm supposed to come back here. So, okay, I'll remember it on the map. I'll come back for it. And
the map would mark it, right? Like it'll mark it with saying, "Oh, this is a door you couldn't pass."
Not at that level. Like I wish I wish there was a way they did that you can actually like mark it like a waypoint or something, and it doesn't do that. But then again, most of these games, most Metroidvanias don't tend to do that, unless it's a door. Yeah,
I was gonna say I think usually if it's a door.
Usually if it's a door.
Really,
if it's something that is just hanging in the corner and you just can't reach it, you kind of have to remember. Oh yeah, go back to this area and see if in this form you can actually reach it now. So basically, you start playing as this kid who's crazy uncle, I guess, has gotten a hold of this wand and has transformed the entire village into different creatures, and it's usually like different animals, or monsters. Like I believe his brother was transformed into this cute little dragon, and then he talks to you and tells you, what to do next and whatever. So it's a side scroll, like I mentioned, side scroller, Metroidvania type. You start as a kid. Eventually, the first boss fight, you eventually get turned into your first character. first character is a pig, actually.
Okay.
And it looks funny because
Spider Ham? No.
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
imagine like a because he's a pig. Of course, you get thrown into the next section, which is the typical sewer part of the game.
Always a sewer.
There was always a sewer, and then he's like, "Oh, something smells good in here," because I guess you're a pig and whatever. And just and each transformation, like the thing with the game is that you will be transforming into different characters. And those different characters will help you. Each of them will have different skills that you can use for your advantage. And in the original Master System game and later re-release, those were kind of linear. So you get transformed into this animal, and this animal will be conveniently enough the animal that you will need for
the area
that section.
in, yeah.
Then the next section it will transform into something else, and that will also conveniently be useful for the area that you're about to take. Although you can also backtrack and explore areas that you couldn't explore in the town or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this one's gonna do the same, or if will allow you to transform to anything you want. If I had to guess, I doubt it, but I haven't gotten to my second transformation, and I don't know what it is. But the pig is cool because his power is that he has a strong sense of smell. I don't know why I say obviously, because it's not like
Of course.
pigs are known for their sense of smell.
True, but they do have snouts.
They do have snouts. Yeah. And he will smell the areas and he will discover secrets. And then
From smelling.
from smelling, different areas, and uncover stuff. And then so you're basically uncovering puzzles and getting to the next area and fighting the bosses. The bosses that I've fought so far, they're really cool. They're really really cool designs, and it's not a game that is like too difficult. They're not that hassle. So it's meant for you to play it and enjoy it.
Okay.
And you could probably, like, on a weekend, you could probably take
Get through it?
Yeah,
Okay.
get through it. I'm thinking, but yeah, man, I can't say enough good things about it. I love when
You sent me a
games grab
picture
me.
of it too, and I was like, "Oh, this! I love the just from the picture, with the art style alone. I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
Yeah,
This
it's
is nice.
hand drawn and beautiful, and the animation it's also gorgeous, and it's very well done. Also, it has a lot of frames of animations that makes it look cool without making the movement feel sluggish, because it doesn't at all. And it also some of the sound effects actually are throwbacks to the original Wonder Boy in Monster World.
Oh, okay.
Especially when coins appear when you grab or when you grab the bag of money. You use that money to invest on better weaponry, even though the piggy right now, he can't use the sword and shield that I had. So I have the sword and the shield, and it's like, well, great. I can't really use it because the piggy just fights with his short little stubby hands.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's a
So
brawler.
he doesn't have a great reach though.
Yeah,
So you have to get
most
close
pigs
and personal.
don't, so yeah.
So yeah, man, it is definitely one that I would recommend. If you were to ask me, I would have happily paid the $40 on it. Honestly, I was going to, and then stuff came up, and then when I saw that sale at $32, I was like, oh yeah, let me grab this game, because the one I was gonna actually grab was the one that you're about to talk about.
Oh, okay. Oh, you still haven't grabbed it?
I
thought you
haven't
did.
grabbed, because I was about to, but then I saw this one and I was like,
Oh,
man, I want to
wow.
play this one because it brings me memories of my childhood.
I got you.
Da, da, da.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. To be fair, again, just want to reiterate, it's not a game that holds on nostalgia. You don't need to, that's not what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
It holds very well on its own. It has an intro that is ridiculously anime. To the 10th degree.
You're not selling
it.
it.
Doesn't have booby ladies,
okay.
stuff like that. So I guess it's not 100% anime, but it is anime enough to even the music. The music is like so.
Okay.
You could tell, like you watch anime that they usually have.
I do. I watch some anime.
Some anime.
Yeah.
Right?
I was always into certain ones.
Yeah.
But when it goes into the really silly ones, I was never like, it turned me off. I was like, this is not for me.
I like the silly ones. I like this. But then again, I like silly stupid stuff. Anyway, so I guess that's mostly what I've been doing. Of course, we took a couple of days to watch the happenings of E3.
Yes,
and we'll have more to talk about.
Yes, definitely here in the show. As for me, I'm gonna real quick go into just the movie I saw, and then I'll get into some of the games. The movie I saw is available on Prime as a Prime movie, so it's free if you have Prime. It is a movie called Snowden, and it stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes, and basically it's a true story about, I think his name is Eric Snowden, and or Eddie Snowden, one of the two.
I'll check.
He worked originally for the CIA, moved into contracting for the NSA and also back with the CIA. And he was responsible for developing certain programs that allowed Edward, yeah. So Eddie, that allowed the government, to spy essentially on its own people. And he discovered this. He had problems with it. He brought it up to his, to his people, and they're like, "Look, this is the world we live in now. We need to stay one step ahead of everything, and the only way we can do that is this and this and that."
Mm-hmm.
So of course, a lot of the military and big wigs are all justifying why they're doing it. But he obviously, this is not a sport, guys. This is real life. So
this is our news.
This is news.
This is
that
actually
happened,
if you were doubting, yes. Unless you've been living on the rock.
Yes. And so what he ends up doing is exposing the CIA and the NSA and everybody involved, I think mostly the NSA, with all this stuff that they've been doing. This hit right around the time Obama took, a little bit after Obama took off. I think he had just been signed up again. It's like 2013. So he had just started his second term. And, or second term, or maybe he was. Yes, he was close.
I would have been 2012.
He started his second term, so he's already into his second term, and it hit. You know what I mean? And exposed everything. Everything. And it is.
He had to run at one point, right?
He is still on the run. He is currently living in Russia. He is not allowed back here at all because if he comes, he can come back here, but he will face.
He'll be arrested on site. The gate.
Russia did give him
asylum
there. Which is interesting. A lot of people go, "Oh, it's Russia," and especially with all the.
Well, it's under interest, that this guy's not caught.
Yeah, exactly. So
tell us more about the American.
We'll definitely let you stay. We'll even give you a house. Now, tell us more how you broke into that.
Yes,
we need to know exactly how information.
The SNA, the NSA. Yes,
never heard of them. No such agency. Yes,
we have the absolute fucking worst Russian accent.
Oh, I'm not
this side of Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago. No, it's very interesting. The movie's okay. I think if I had to give a movie a score, I'd give it like a 7.5. It's a good movie. It's entertaining.
But when they're based in real life, on actual things that have happened,
yes.
That actually bumps it out to me automatically.
Oh,
at least a point.
Bump? Okay,
that's an automatic because this is a real life story.
Yeah,
and they're always embellish it a little bit for it to be
correct. That's actually what I guess I was like. You can tell. I was like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? He was 100%
lighting it up on the explosions.
I get it. And that's the way it is. With a lot of these American stories, whatever, and stuff.
Dude,
like that.
The Social Network, my favorite movie, and even though I know that obviously they've embellished a lot of the story,
exactly,
but it still made it great
because it is a movie in the end.
It's meant to be entertaining. Yeah.
You want something real? Look at a documentary. Exactly. That's what a documentary is for. Yeah,
which are also interesting and cool in themselves.
True,
because it's usually not embellished.
Usually, yes, exactly. Overall, like I said, it's enjoyable. and it's free, so there's no reason not to watch it if you're interested in any of that crazy espionage shit.
On Amazon Prime?
It is right now on Prime. Yep, right now. But it's been on Prime for a long time, and my wife and I were finally able to catch it. And then we always do this when we see movies like that. We start looking up articles and we start looking up new information and what's going on. So anyway, good stuff. As far as games, first off, I'll start off with the one I actually rolled credits on, and that was A Plague Tale.
Yes, you did. Woo! Yeah. That game looks awesome, by the way.
That game is great, dude. I would easily give it an 8.5 as a score. Nice. I mentioned it last week. I'm just going to quickly go into it. Basically, you play a girl, Misha, and you are in, I said 18th century or 16th century. It's actually 13th century.
Oh, wow.
France during the 100-Year War, which also had the Black Plague and everything was happening at the time. Graphically, it looks beautiful. Sir, you need to get this on PC. I know you're a PC guy. I was watching a video and I was looking at this. And of course, the video is 20 minutes long regarding the review of this game. And the first 7 minutes was just talking about how awesome the PC version is, because you can do this and put this and move this scale this way.
I was gonna. You want to know the truth? I probably saw the same video.
Oh, you did?
Because at the moment I saw all the graphical settings that you could like mess with, I took a picture and I was this close sending it to you. I think I still have the picture, but I was like, I'm not gonna bother him with this shit.
I was just waiting for to get past it because I had already finished the game, but it was hilarious. And then because of that, I was like, dude, this is a great game. And I told you this before. I told you this when we were conversing on Messenger. This is what we want. You know, we keep saying this is what we want. True, awesome single player games. This is one. You know what I mean? It is a meaty game. It is easily took me, I would say, about 15 hours. 15-hour game. Very awesome. I almost started it again. I was like, I finished it. I was like, you know what? I almost just kind of want to go right back into it again. And again, it's not perfect by any sense of the imagination, guys. It's just really, really good. Better than I thought at all. Like this has been, I tagged this on my YouTube maybe a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago. And I was like, I'll see what it is. It looks nice, but I never heard of the developer. I've never heard of anything. I was like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah. What is it called? Asbestos?
Yes, Asbestos. Asobo.
Asobo. There you go.
Is the developer, is published by Focus Games, and really good. Absolutely enjoy it. Highly recommend it if you're into single player stuff. The story is really cool too. Really well acted for voice actors, especially young actors. You know, you listen to young actors and they tend to be a little annoying. And the boy, of course,
a little amateurish.
Yeah. The boy, of course, was a little bit annoying because he's playing a 5-year-old kid. You know what I mean?
Well, as we know, 5-year-old kids,
5-year-olds can annoy a little bit. Yeah.
Fortnite. Upon you, bitch.
There's an aspect of the game. You're always kind of bringing him with you, so you always kind of have one hand on it, almost like remember Eco.
Eco.
Like Team Eco.
Yes.
So you always kind of you're holding the hand of one person and you're kind of moving along somebody else. That's kind of you spend a lot of the game with him with, and you can tell him to stay in one spot and then kind of go further to try and maybe clear an area or something like that. But you can't go too far because then he starts to freak out. And then he starts to make noise. So that's a little annoying.
Yeah.
And then towards the last quarter, there was a moment. There was a particular thing you needed to do, and this may just be me, but it felt as if there were some upgrades I should have focused on that would have made this particular thing a little easier instead of me having to try it probably 7 or 8 times. You know what I mean? So. It is what it is. I obviously made it past it without it, but you know that's a little, I guess, a balancing that it would need to have. But it's nothing. It's nothing major. Not even close to be major. Because you know that's the other thing. If you do die, it starts up almost immediately. It's like there's like no load time at all for that. Now there is load time between chapters, and they can go a little bit, but it is loading a whole new chapter, and the chapters could be fairly long too.
That's impressive, and also a testament to. Hey, not every game needs to put a freaking gun in your hand,
Correct.
To be able to be fun.
Exactly. And this is there are like tense freaking moments in this game because you're hiding most of the time, and this will probably frustrate a little bit because this is something you had a problem with when when we talked about The Last of Us, and that was the clickers, right? The clickers were one-hit kills. If they grabbed you, it was no shaking them off. You know what I mean? So here, it's a one-hit kill all the time. So you're constantly not wanting to get captured. Now, it's not hard to get around things,
but if you mess up,
it's not easy to come back from it. You know what I mean? And there are ways around it, though. You know, there's ways you can.
Yeah, I saw it. We were setting up for E3 Tuesday, was it?
Monday.
Monday, and then. But you were playing at first, and at one point I was like, "No, keep on playing. I want to see it." Because I think what happened, you got found out, but you liberated yourself out of the issue you had.
Yeah. And then other times you don't. You know what I'm saying? And
dude, times you eat it.
and this is probably the girl herself. Like she's probably about 16. The character you're playing. And dude, she faces some Lara Croft death moments sometimes. You're like, whoa! It's like, damn, that's rough, you know.
Damn.
But really, really cool game. Really cool game. Easily recommended, and on the short list of Game of the Year.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Again, what's the name?
It's called A Plague Tale: Innocence.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a weird name.
I won.
Yeah. A Plague Tale would have been sufficient.
I wonder
why they threw in Innocence.
I wonder if there could be. Maybe a franchise opportunity. Maybe
I would
you
honestly. I would rather not. I would rather see more from Asobo.
Okay.
See what else they can do, because they've done a lot of different things. So I'd like to see what else they can do.
Is Asobo the big black burly guy that you fight as a double dragon?
Oh, that was a bubble.
Oh, that's a bubble.
A bubble. Yeah.
A bubble. A bubble and a. It reminded me that there was a stupid game that came
bubble game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on one of them Flash games or something maybe. Yeah. And I wish they would have actually made it to consoles. But it was you played as a bubble, and your son, a boy, was captured.
That's what it was called, a boy.
A boy.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Oh,
I remember that.
That was great.
The next game I played came out free on PlayStation Plus this month, and that is Sonic Mania, guys.
Oh, yeah, Sonic Mania.
That game, first off, as a Sonic game, as a true Sonic game, if we can call it, it is really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay. However, it is a Sonic game.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of Sonic games. I tagged it. I downloaded it. I said, let me give it a shot. You know, it's been a while since I played Sonic the Hedgehog. And as what I remember before, and that is, man, when you go fast and you go into those loops and everything, it is a lot of fun.
That's the blast processing
power.
power.
The blast processing power of Sega.
Sega. Because Sega does what Nintendo don't. Get it?
I remember that. Dude, I can't wait for you. Sidebar. I can't wait for you to start Console Wars.
Oh, I started it, but it was a fake start because I didn't realize that it did not download the whole book. That what it actually downloads was an excerpt. Yeah, 5 minutes, and then
and it didn't even start at the beginning. It was somewhere in the middle.
It was I think it was at the very, very beginning because it started talking about the history of Nintendo.
Oh, that's at the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's not the beginning chapter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because the way the book. Anyway, but real quick to finish off, Sonic Mania. It's cool. It's free. You can get it. I still have it. Like I played it probably a good couple hours, and I was gonna delete it, and I was like, nah, I'll leave it there. Who knows if I go back. But it's enjoyable. But no, going back to Console Wars book, which by the way I've said this before, and
Console Wars is a book.
It is a required reading for gamers.
Okay.
Easily, because it is chock full of history.
Yeah.
It tells the history of Nintendo, and I'm talking way back to playing card Nintendo days. It tells the history of Sega. It goes into the history of, it also, because it's starting around that time, gives you history as to the 3DO, how it started off, the PlayStation, how it started off, the Jaguar, how it's, you know what I mean? All that's happening around this time. It is so freaking awesome, dude. And I'm remembering a lot of these little things. It goes over some of the commercials that Sega had and how and when they first invented Sega, you know what I mean? With all that.
Does. Yeah. You can't do that on Nintendo. Genesis
that's funny.
Does. Genesis does. Genesis. You remember those?
I remember it. I started looking up some of the commercials because of this book.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I gotta look this up again. Anyway. Really, really cool. I'm still listening to that.
I need to get that because you know that we both read Masters of Doom.
We did.
And we were fascinated with the story of it.
This is Masters of Doom was good. This is way better. Dude, I'm enjoying this so much more. Yeah. And it could be because of the reader. I wasn't a big fan of what's his name? Wheaton.
Josh Whedon. Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I wasn't.
Josh Whedon is the other. Yeah, I'm also not a fan of Josh Whedon.
Who?
No, Will Wheaton. Kid from Star Trek. Well, not a kid anymore, obviously.
No, yeah.
But I'm not a fan. No, but this narrator also in this audiobook. At first, I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. That voice."
It grows on you. It grows on. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
I can definitely agree with that.
Okay.
And then, of course, since it was a free game, also I did play a little bit of Borderlands, the pre-sequel. Played that with Gilberto and
just started with the wrong one.
I know. I figured I get the one out of the
way. So
way.
if you were to recommend, someone has never seen Star Wars, and you were to recommend, would you recommend them to watch?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You were to recommend them to watch the trilogy chronologically. I mean, how would you say that?
I would do
chronologically on the order of release or the order of the time that it's time to portray.
I would tell them to do it in the order of release.
Okay, so
why did I do this? Yeah.
Well, why
did I do this? Well, because my dumbass was looking at it like, well, if this is a prequel to Borderlands 2, let me get it out of the way. Otherwise, if I play Borderlands 2 and then go back, and I already know it's not as good as Borderlands 2, I was like, well, it's like when you watch a movie. Uh-huh. And you've read the book, right? If you watch the movie after reading the book, you're going to be disappointed generally with the movie because it's almost never as good as the book. Unless you do it the other way around. You actually watch the movie and then go read the book, and if you get to appreciate both, right? So I figured, okay, I'll be able to appreciate both because the pre-sequel is not as good as Borderlands 2, and this is literally my first stepping stone into Borderlands, and then I can go into the good one and go, man, it's even better now. You know what I mean?
Or you can get super burned out.
Or I can get super burned out.
There is such a thing as too much Borderlands. I experienced it after I played. I played actually to completion the first one, and because I was excited to play the second one. The second one was releasing soon, and so I wanted to get that out of the way. But by the end of Borderlands, I was like, I'm not sure. But of course, then Borderlands 2 came out, and I got a little bit of the taste, and then I was completely on board.
You're right. Okay. Well, this is it's okay. Yeah. I did enjoy playing with everybody. Ice Prince, I can't remember his real name, but I played with Ice Prince, Chaos, Mrs. Reaper, and me, and then somebody else was joining. But anyway, it was fun, and it was
that's a big group. That's a nice group.
Yeah. And all four of us were playing, and I played as Nisha, which is like the lawbreaker or the law, whatever. And I only picked her because she had a revolver, and she shoots like gunslinger shoot, which is always kind of cool. So I was like,
so she's like a law enforcer, maybe.
Sure. I have no idea. If there's one thing I can tell you, no clue what's going on. No. Like I'm playing and I'm like, I know we're on the moon. Don't know why we're here. Yeah. Something happened before. Yeah. And we're here now. That's what I got from playing that. Basically.
Yeah. It almost feels like the pre-sequel feels like, this is the what happened before the events of Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like the how handsome Jack became handsome Jack.
Yeah. But it almost feels like but Borderlands 2 is a required play before you jump into this one. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird like that.
Is it really?
That's how it feels. Or maybe
because it's going to make references to stuff. How can it make references to stuff in the future though?
It is. Let me tell you, I enjoy Borderlands completely to where I started a second playthrough. On this one, I could not finish it. I could not play like half of it. Like I was bored already. And maybe it was that. Maybe the fact that I was already Borderland out.
Oh, okay. Good.
But also, I think it was more the features that they try to add to be able to say, hey, but now you have this. This is like Borderland, but with this. They were not. Yeah, we're moon jumping, which is like, forget it. And so you have low gravity and you have oxygen. Having to constantly pick oxygen. So
unless you are the little robot thing.
Oh, that's
which
right.
Chaos found out because we were like, hold on, dude, we got to get air. And he said, why do you guys have to get air? And he's playing the robot, yeah.
He doesn't need to get air. That's
He doesn't
right.
need to get air. Yeah.
Which
It was
is
pretty
cool
funny.
also.
It is, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's a well thought out thing.
Yeah. And also, you play with the beginning weapons that you get. You get cool loot on that on that game and the beginning weapons. But once you get the later on, it's like, man, it lets you appreciate, more and more the game.
I'm enjoying some of the stuff that I picked up. It's decent, and I'll probably continue a little bit, and then eventually probably get into part 2.
Yeah. I'm so. I mean, I still want to see reviews, but I'm really hope of 3.
Yeah.
Because it's still Gearbox. I mean, after Gearbox, yeah. But I want to.
They have a checkered history.
Yeah, let's say,
putting it nicely.
Let's see. But that's it. And people that have been previewing that game, they say, well, it's like Borderlands 2, and that's fine. To me, it's not fine. I mean, they should actually strive to be a lot better than the second one after all these years. Yeah. Exactly. But I'll be okay with playing like an enhanced version of Borderlands 2.5. Let's say,
After all these years, 2.5 is not good enough.
No. It won't. But like I do. I love Borderlands 2. Let me tell you.
Fair enough.
I did not expect it to because also another thing that I really like, it was that around the time where you could start to see the corporate grasp of microtransactions, so the beginnings of it. Like this game stayed surprisingly away from it. Surprisingly, every now and then they will have these codes that will appear. Like sometimes he will tweet them. Sometimes you can win them from, like, I don't know, sweepstakes or whatever. For some reason, you will end up with getting quotes, and then you go into the game, you redeem them, and that's like a key. It gave you a key to open this chest that will always give you like some of the best loot. What's getting it to the and. I want to say that, yes, you probably could buy those, but I don't remember seeing a store for it. But I could be, I honestly, you guys could correct me. If you know, please tell me, was there a store to buy those keys? Because I don't remember them. I honestly don't remember them. I remember the codes that you get them from a lot of things. Most of the time, he was tweeting them out. Mm-hmm. And by him, I mean Randy Pitchford, yeah. Was tweeting them out. So yeah, it is, and then what I've heard so far of this one is that they're staying away of all that crap. Also, looking at it from the point of view of after a post Destiny world, you look at Destiny, and like you realize, holy shit, like Destiny never stood a chance compared to a game like Borderlands. Yes, we wanted to believe that Bungie was gonna create something like a lot cooler. Like it was gonna be the real looter shooter and this and that, and to be fair, Destiny does have like the cool raids and stuff like that for that very specific hardcore group of gamers. Mm-hmm. But for the rest of us, or the most of us, like we didn't need that, and Destiny didn't provide, aside from the raids, anything extra that you wouldn't get a lot better in Borderlands. Because in Borderlands you have the loot, and you have the world, and you have the humor,
and lots of loot too. Yeah.
And lots of loot, yeah. and the guns were cool actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm excited for Borderlands 3.
I can tell.
To say, yeah. Which is so weird to admit after how much I dislike.
Temper expectations.
Yes. I definitely I need to go with open eyes.
Yes.
For this one, especially. Yes. Because if this time Randy Pitchford takes me for a fool, it's on me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, shame on you.
It is
that's
shame
right.
on me. Yes.
Yeah. The last game that I played, I just bought and played yesterday, and it is called Ape Out, and it is on my Switch. And this is basically this is Hotline Miami. If instead of being a drug-fueled mass murderer, you were a escaped gorilla, who's also a mass murderer. Not drug fueled, just a mass murderer in general.
You're just gonna go ape shit.
Yeah, pretty much. This game oozes style, sir. Yeah. It really, really has an interesting. The art style is very simplistic, but also very. It lends itself to what it's trying to do, because it's not like a Hotline Miami where you can see a good amount around you. You really can't, because you're basically like think of you of being a camera on the ceiling, right? So if you get to a certain point, if there's a beam or a column that's there, you can't see around it. He probably can, your ape can, but you can't. You have to move him around so it opens up the view from that side. And it's weird little things like that. Basically, it's very simplistic as far as the moves. You have the ability to literally shove someone into a wall and they literally just break into pieces and blood everywhere. Or you can use them as a shield and use their body as a shield, right? And sometimes if you aim it right, once you grab them as a shield, they'll let off a shot and you can use that towards your advantage as well, depending on who it is. And it is really cool. And then on top of that, it has this like really jazz heavy soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
That goes with what's going on.
I heard things about the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is very interesting, very, very original. Really dig it. The art style's original. Concept may not be so much. I mean, you're just trying to get now. The areas are big. You know, you can probably beeline it if you know the way to go. I don't know. That's one thing I didn't look up. I don't know if they are procedurally generated. I don't think they are. I think they are set in stone. Yeah. But the areas themselves, like if you're in a building, this is a huge floor that you're on. You know what I mean? And you're constantly moving on to the next floor. And it's really, really, really cool. If you have a Switch, it's $14.99. I actually use some of my Nintendo coins
to knock
it down. I only paid $8.60 something cents.
Nice.
So
I didn't know you had that many.
I didn't know either. I was just like, hey, let's check that out. Very cool. Very. I don't know who the developer is, sir. Do you have that there? Because I don't know that.
Let's see. Dude, this is Devolver Digital joint. It is. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
It is Devolver Digital as Devolver Digital
Hell
game.
Yeah, it is.
That it explains everything. I'm actually trying to see if the name of let me see. It says by Abe Cosillo.
Oh yeah, because I think it is just
one guy.
One guy. Yeah. So maybe
yeah.
it's not. Maybe it's not a developing team. It's
Gabe
just
made Ape.
Yeah.
Ape Out. And yeah, look, it's directly from the website. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, it's a cheap game, lots of fun, good music.
Yep.
Sit back, relax, and just go ape shit.
And just go ape shit. Sit back, relax, and go ape shit. It's an oxymoron.
It is, yeah.
But it's true.
Sir, that's all I've been doing. We're back, guys, and it is time for our trailer of the week. This week's trailer of the week is a little title called Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep.
I thought this was The Shining.
It is.
It is The Shining.
It is The Shining.
But it's not The Shining.
It's not The Shining. It's The Shining 30 years later.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like 40 years later.
Maybe like, yeah.
How old is Ewan McGregor exactly? Because if he's 46, it's 40 years later.
So was he a kid? I mean, was Edward McGregor a kid? Was this kid him? Is what I'm trying to
In The
ask.
Shining, yes, that's the kid from The Shining. He plays the kid from The Shining.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But that kid is not Edward McGregor little.
No, that's not a little Ewan McGregor. No, at least I don't think so.
Because if it was, he was adorable.
He was kind of cute. He had long blonde hair.
Yeah, that's definitely not him.
Yeah. So, sir, what did you think of that? I mean, it wasn't. It's a teaser, so it really wasn't much
it's
there.
a teaser. There's exactly. And there's not much, but it did look very interesting, and hence the reason we decided to just go with it.
Yeah.
Because also the idea of having a sequel
to The Shining,
is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that could go either way. It could go pretty awesome, or it could be like really trash.
So, have you seen The Shining?
No, I haven't seen
All
The Shining.
So, I recommend that you watch Pulp Fiction first, and then when you get a chance, you finally watch The Shining. The Shining is
like, I know the general concept of it, and obviously it hasn't been lost on me the pulp culture references to it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah. And it is, how do I say that? It is easily one of the best films of all time. All right.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
and when I say that, it's hard to say, right? Because you think of the best when someone says the best film of all time, the first thing that probably pops to many people's minds is Shawshank Redemption, right? Because that is not only one of the best films of the, arguably one of the best films. It's also IMDb's. It floats around but the top three, right?
The top three of all time.
Because everybody's always voting and all that, but it's always moving up and down. But it never leaves the top three.
Yeah.
It's up there always, and it's usually at number one.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's that awesome. Does this compare to that? These are two different things completely, right? Shawshank Redemption has an obvious story that it's trying to say. Not that there's no obvious story here, but what makes this The Shining amazing is its visual storytelling. Like, it's telling you stuff, but if you just look a little bit more, you'll start noticing weird, freaky stuff that never get pointed out. But you're like, did I just see that? Wait, did I just? You know, what
Is
I mean?
this related to this?
Yeah. Is this related to what's happening right here, or did I just see something? Was this an error? And when you realize that this is a Stanley Kubrick film, you realize he doesn't make errors. He is so meticulous when it comes to his films.
Everything's
that
deliberate.
People hate him. You know what I mean? Well, people who work with him, because they're like, no, this is what I want you to do. I'm telling you this for a reason. You know. Yeah. So everything you're seeing, whatever it is, whether you catch it in the corner of your eye or if you don't, it was there for a reason. So that's what makes that film amazing. What concerns me about this film, about the Doctor
Dr. Sleep.
Thank you. I was about to say Doctor Strange. Dr. Sleep.
The other doctor.
The other doctor, yes. Is that I don't know if that's what they're bringing to the table, or if this is just, hey, what if the kid grew up, right? What if he became whatever, and he still has the shining, ability and all this? What would that be like? And so I don't know. Ewan McGregor's a great actor, so I don't have any doubt on him. But I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah,
it does look
I'm
good.
interested.
It does make me want to go.
You need to watch The Shining.
Yeah,
you need to watch The Shining. Actually, I would recommend everyone watch The Shining.
Yeah,
because it is, whether you like it or not, it's one of those movies that whether you like it or not, you will walk away appreciating it because of what it's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
definitely.
All right.
Moving on to some news items, sir. I am not ready, so if you have it up, by all means, go for it.
All right. So going to the news, we're gonna pretty much leave the main things that happen at E3 for the hot topic.
Yep.
And also we have some prediction count that we have to go through. But I will start with this one because this one was unveiled, not like probably at the show floor actually, and I don't know, the reception that it's getting doesn't seem to be that great, but I dig it.
Okay.
Konami unveils a mini TurboGrafx 16 console, and everybody seems to think that it's a bit ugly. But the design of the TurboGrafx 16
I was
going
to say it was never a pretty.
It was never a pretty console. Also, there were an entirely different look depending on the market. Like Japan has its version, Europe has its version, and we got a different version. So, of course, this is another one of the shrunken console revivals. Konami's TurboGrafx 16 Mini. There are three designs for three markets. The TurboGrafx 16 for the US, the PC Engine Core Graphics Mini for Europe, and let's see, and the PC Engine Mini for Japan. Oh. So looking at some pictures, it's an ugly console, but it is exactly what it was back then, and you wouldn't want it.
It was never
for
pretty.
It to change. Yeah. So it said that each mini console comes with a controller and a bunch of pre-installed games. There has been 5 games announced so far. Those games are R-Type, the new Adventure Island, which to me, I always thought that Adventure Island was Wonder Boy. I always knew it as Wonder Boy. So they call it Adventure Island.
Okay.
But when I look at it, it's like, no, that's Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy.
Yeah. Maybe it was Wonder Boy in the
And
US.
the Adventure
I don't
Island?
know. Yeah. Ninja Spirit, East Book 1 and 2. I like the East series, or at least the early.
That's the one with IVES?
Y
YVES.
just YS. Yeah, I think the V that you think is the apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, but it's pronounced Ease for some
Ease.
reason. Okay, so,
Right.
but I do like the I haven't played them all, but the ones that I have played I really enjoyed. So I'm happy to see Ease book 1 and 2. Also, that boss fight at the end was crazy. it's bullet hell on steroids. Dungeon Explorer and Alien Crush. Those are the 5 that has been announced. Very very poignantly absent from this list. Where are the Bunk Adventures?
Well, it's not official. You know how they do. They trickle out. Here's the title coming to the new thing. Here's the title before they actually release it.
But
what's the release date? Is there a release date?
No, there's let me see. It says the console has a system-level quick save feature and various display modes, including a retro CRT TV look and support for 4 other pads if you buy them separate. If you buy the separate multi-tap plug-in adapter. So yet no word on price nor release date beyond the coming soon.
Okay, there you go.
But I feel like if you want to announce this, if you want to announce it and have the announcement be, a little bit more interesting and more exciting, you put the original mascot of the TurboGrafx 16, which was Bonk. From Bunk Adventures.
Yes.
And Bonk's Revenge.
The little big-headed cave boy.
The little caveman. Yes.
The little, yeah. Monstrously headed caveman.
Yes.
Impossible to walk if you really think about it. I'm not sure.
Well, he will get mad. I don't know what was it that you had to do, but he would get like super angry, and then like his smoke will start shooting out his big head.
Yeah,
it will turn red and will start destroying.
That's right.
Shit. It's like yeah.
He would destroy shit with that fucking cranium.
That was their mascot.
That was
their mascot.
How would you leave them out?
Exactly. If they want, I feel like if they wanted to open, they should have actually gone with that. But anyway, I mean, I'm not opposed. Listen. We already gotten enough mini consoles. I get it, but we were missing that one. It's weird that it's coming from Konami.
But
I don't know.
Do we need it though? I mean,
do we? No, not really. I mean, do we need any of them? It would be my question.
True, yeah.
But
I agree.
Someone's collecting them and is having a blast.
I know. That should be me too, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
My news piece, guys, I have misplaced. Let me. Oh, yes. Sir? At long last, the Canvas Fallout 76 bags have finally arrived.
No. Did you get yours?
No, because I didn't pre-order the damn thing. Or I should say, I didn't order the $200 garbage one. In November of last year, guys, purchasers of the $200 Fallout 76 Collector's Edition were disappointed to discover the fancy canvas bags advertised were replaced with cheap nylon sacks. It took half a year, but Bethesda has finally made things right as incredibly wrinkled canvas West Tech bags made their way into fans' eager hands.
For real?
Yes. And incredibly wrinkled indeed, my friend. Incredibly wrinkled.
You know what? They're those. Like I would have expected something like that to be what I would receive.
I mean, this is the nylon right here, so it's
it's an improvement.
Yeah.
I mean, let me clarify. In no way I'm defending this. This is really stupid that it happened in the first place.
Correct.
Just like the fact that the Fallout 76
Fallout
came
76,
to be.
exactly. Yeah.
But let's say if they would have done right from the get go and I would have received that crinkled bag, like that's fine. I mean, I've gotten worse.
According to this, which is pretty hilarious, I'm reading this off of Kotaku. According to the writer here, one can easily imagine someone at Bethesda angrily cramming this bag into a tiny plastic pouch, muttering, "Here's your damn canvas. I hope you choke on it."
Like here.
You wanted this shit here. Take
Help
this.
you.
Shit. And then finally, of course,
I think they're already getting punishment enough for playing the game.
I agree. I agree. Last part of the article also pretty funny. Barring these canvas numbers bursting into flames, this is the fifth and hopefully final article on the Fallout 76 Collector's Edition bag saga.
On the Fallout,
we made it.
Fallout 76.
Yes, we made it. Everybody, we're safe now. It's a great article.
That's really good. That's really good. Who was that? That
was Kotaku, and it was Mike Fahey.
Okay. So this one's coming from VG247 by Sharif Saeed. And it says that Twitch streamer Dr. Disrespect was banned after filming inside a public bathroom. Dr. Disrespect, for those who don't know, is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. And basically, he ended up taking a camera to a bathroom, which that's a huge no. I'm not talking about taking your phone camera, your phone and looking like you're taking video, which is also a big no. But like I'm always hesitant of having my phone up on the bathroom, just for sheer
well, the NSA.
normality. Yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, last thing you want is some
so,
guy in the NSA going, look at this fool
Take
in the bathroom taking a dump.
But taking an actual streaming from the bathroom, which is a location where obviously you expect to have some privacy, it is like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
Seriously. Let me see. Guy, Dr. Disrespect, BM. I think it's the last name. BM? I don't know. Was attending E3 this week and decided to perform a bit of a stunt for what he said was his first real live stream. Okay. I think I get it now. Yeah, real life stream.
Yeah.
Really? He's streaming. He's not streaming. Was that the whole thing?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The streamer went into the men's bedroom. Into a men's bedroom. That's funny.
I will hope so.
The streamer went into a men's room at the Los Angeles Convention Center where E3 is held, and his cameraman followed him. BM, I'm mispronouncing that probably, I'm sorry, left and entered a couple of different bathrooms. All the while, the whole thing was being streamed live on Twitch. On one occasion, his cameraman filmed from behind as he urinated. So there you go. On another, BM asked his cameraman to wait outside, only for him to barge in again and continue filming. Needless to say, the few people who did not expect to be filmed in a public bathroom can be seen in the clip, including someone who may have been a minor. Shortly after the incident, Dr. Disrespect's stream was shut down and his channel suspended. As of the time of writing, actually, I should update it myself and say as of the time right now when we're recording the podcast.
Wow.
I went to his channel on Twitch, which currently sits with 0 followers.
Oh, wow.
And 0 views.
Wow.
And not even a picture or profile or anything. So it's banned. Evidently, if I'm wrong, if somebody could update, please let me know.
If you're looking at it, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a clear violation of Twitch community guidelines, which explicitly lists recording someone against their will and stalking or violating someone's established personal boundaries among what it considers harassment. Further, filming in public bathroom is also a violation of California's penal code. Since the ban, E3 organizer and ESA has also revoked BM's E3 badge.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. It is unclear whether this ban is temporary or permanent. Twitch doesn't typically comment on bans and or suspensions, but it is doubtful that Dr. Disrespect will remain offline for long. In the past, big streamers who violated Twitch terms of service were suspended for 14 days at most.
All right.
So it's probably the fact that before, when I saw the news, you will go to his account and it will say, it was like suspended or something. Like it will not show the status. Right now, if you go or at least also the writing, also the recording of this podcast, it shows his profile. It just shows empty, which makes me think, oh yeah, this is probably a 14-day ban, because let's face it, unless it's something. I mean, not to take away from the fact that this is it's serious in this. It's against the law in California.
And we know
not to mention
California
like
is,
come on, but let's be real. Dust to Disrespect brings a lot of money to Twitch, and this is probably he probably is a little bit more than a slap on the wrist. But
because it's if it's 14 days, it's 2 weeks without any revenue.
Right.
So,
but he'll come back. That's what made me think that
sorry.
He'll come back. Not a fan of his channel, but I'm sorry, Mr. Disrespect, but I do respect you.
This is me scraping the bottom of the barrel, guys. Here, I'm just letting you know. In a partnership with Netflix, Stranger Things, Burger King chain announced that it will soon sell an upside-down Whopper sandwich.
Wait, what?
Which is just a regular Whopper served with the bottom bun on the top and the top bun on the bottom.
Oh, my God.
So it's just like a normal Whopper, but upside down.
It's pretty much that, yes.
Yeah. The Upside Down is an alternative universe in the Stranger Things, a show set in the 1980s that centers around the lives of 4 adolescent boys and their friends. New season, of course, coming up here on July 3rd. If the Upside Down part of this promotion isn't grabbing people, the nostalgia factor might. The Upside Down Whoppers will be served with Burger King's classic packaging from the 1980s. The special burger will be sold starting June 21st at certain restaurants in several major cities: Miami, Houston, Boston, Atlanta, Dallas, Philadelphia, Chicago, San Francisco, New York, and Los Angeles. Orlando, not one of them, apparently. Restaurants in those cities have unlimited edition ketchup packets and T-shirts inspired by Stranger Things.
Okay.
This is a ridiculous.
I was gonna say
okay?
because to say that it's limited to certain location, it's like I can ask any dude at any Burger King, dude, just give it to when you serve it to me upside down. Like, just put it on.
Just take it and turn it upside down.
There you go, and then I'll be like, "Whoa, Stranger Things has happened."
For whatever reason, guys, the makers of Burger King CEOs thought that this would drive more sales.
I know
to Burger King.
It's well, I don't know about more sales, but it definitely has us talking about it. So.
Yeah, it does, but that's because E3.
Which is remember there's no bad publicity.
That's true.
Oh, anyway, speaking of bad publicity, no, this is not speaking of bad publicity because this is actually very heartwarming. It's like, oh, Phil Spencer, how cute.
He is adorable.
Scarlett will not be Microsoft's final console, says Xbox head Phil Spencer. And I think I posted when I posted, I said, well, he might say that it's not, but I think the market might say otherwise. Who knows?
See.
We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
The next Xbox, codenamed Scarlett, will not be Microsoft's final console, according to Xbox head Phil Spencer. Speaking to Giant Bombs during E3, Spencer discussed Microsoft's philosophy for launching new hardware, explaining that the company waits to launch a new console until new technology advancements are great enough that the new hardware will have a significant impact on the player experience. The Xbox One was 5 times more powerful in computing performance than the Xbox 360. The Xbox One X supported 4K gaming. Spencer says Scarlett was born out of a similar advancements.
Yeah.
And then the quote is, we think, and referring to Scarlett, it's an important design point in the balance between CPU and GPU that we've just never hit on a console before. So the thing for us past Scarlett is, what is the next inflection point of experience that will actually be meaningful? So in other words, they're thinking that what basically they're saying, he's saying is, we try to look to make the changes when technology has advanced enough to where it'll merit it.
Change,
you
yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that has come. Well, to be fair, on the hardware side, spec wise, yes, I can see that being the case. But software side has it like the games wise. I mean, like you don't see it. Yes, the Xbox One X could run, the games, the console games are, 4K and and whatever. But we're still like the resolution. I don't feel that was enough of an advancement.
Yeah,
I don't think. Now you tell me, advancements in AI, where this game can only run on Xbox because the Xbox is the only console that has the computer power to run it. Which, of course, is a big hypothetical. I mean, that's another thing. But if Xbox One X all it brought us was a better GPU, then like what's really the point?
It's a GPU, but they don't use.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you see it. Well, you do see it. To be fair, you do see it. The problem is you are tethered still to Xbox One, which is an inferior system in not only game wise but also system specs wise. Compared to the PS4. The article continues, says perhaps the future beyond Scarlet involves game streaming. Microsoft is currently marketing Project xCloud, its premium game streaming service that lets you play Xbox game on any device without needing a console, and console streaming, which lets you stream games to your devices from your console, similar to Sony's Remote Play. By the time Spencer's team starts working on a Scarlet successor, he doesn't expect enough advancement in cloud streaming technology to foresee streaming as the next meaningful feature. And then his quote goes to say, I don't think by that time that I'm going to be playing games that feels like my Scarlet games that are streamed on a screen that's 60 inches, Spencer say. I could be wrong, but we're going to continue with our xCloud work and the magic that's being put there. So if I'm understanding this correctly, it almost sounds like he's saying, the next console is not going to be just purely streaming. Obviously, we need the computer power to be, in house.
Local, yeah.
Local, which is the complete opposite of what Google's saying, which is saying, no, bitches, we have the computer power. You don't need to have it. All you need to have is Google Chrome,
We'll see.
So,
that's the whole deal. It's like Stadia is talking a good game, and I agree. If anybody can do it, they can. Question is, can it be done?
Can it be done?
Yeah.
I'm rooting. I was very, very skeptical of it, but I'm rooting for it. You know why? Because obviously the low barrier, ease of use, but also the possibilities of not being bound to not being limited by the hardware capabilities or something. But of course, those will have to be like Stadia exclusive. If anything, like using, I don't know, Google's neurological computing power, whatever.
Yes.
But that's pie in the sky, of course.
That is pie in the sky.
Yeah.
That is pie in the sky.
We'll have to see.
I did say the last one was the last one that I had, but I did want to kind of throw something in here real quick. Apparently, Microsoft Quest to be everywhere in gaming even saw it at one point try to bring Halo, the Master Chief Collection, to PS4.
What?
This is according to Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast hosted by former IGN journalist Colin Moriarty, who said as much in a most recent episode, quote, I have it on good authority that Master Chief Collection was being talked about on PlayStation 4 years ago. Like, I had that on great authority, end quote, he said. I listen to Sacred Symbols every so often. I haven't listened a little bit. So I actually missed out on this one. But I have listened to it. And if there's one thing that I can say about Colin Moriarty, he's not from the norm. What I'm saying, he tells things as it is. He doesn't care how it comes out.
Yeah.
which is why he's no longer part of Kind of Funny. You know what I mean? But that said,
We can appreciate that.
we can't appreciate
The fact that, his straightforwardness.
Correct. Lying may not, and I don't think he's lying.
No.
Misinformed, maybe.
It could be.
It's possible.
Maybe.
It's an interesting thought. I just don't see how that can ever be a thing. But
it does.
I guess it's possible. But
it does sound a little, out there and
pie in the
far-fetched.
sky is like,
But
doesn't explain it.
When you think, or maybe it was just an idea thrown out there,
Yeah, it could be
because
that.
when you think about it, Microsoft did mention that they were interested in putting their games everywhere.
Yeah.
And I do believe when they say everywhere, they mean everywhere.
Could be.
And that's how you're.
I wonder if that
starting to see.
was brought up to the Sony execs and they were like,
They will be like, fuck now.
No.
They'll be like, hell no. Well, I mean,
I don't know why.
it'll be a lack of vision. It'll be a lack of vision because, hello,
Why not?
now
bring
is
it? Yeah.
now less reasons to buy your the competitive
Yeah.
console because the games are coming here. But
And 30% of it will go obviously to Sony's.
yeah,
Why
exactly.
wouldn't- I don't.
Why
I guess,
why
yeah.
wouldn't they? But I'm not gonna say I'm not ready to throw it at Sony and say you dumbasses. Why didn't you take it? Because
Well,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. However, if they did, then I'm gonna say Sony, you fucking dumbasses.
Yeah, that for real. All right, and the last piece of news that I have, I did want to bring up, even though it is incredibly sad. We have actually lost two luminaries of the gaming world. Guerrilla Games lead producer Patrick Munich has passed away. Guerrilla Games lead producer Patrick Munich has passed away at the age of 44, very young.
Wow.
Munich joined Guerrilla in 2011 and shaped some of the Dutch studio's most iconic games, initially working on DLC for Killzone 3, before stepping up to produce PlayStation 4's launch title, Killzone Shadowfall, and the acclaimed Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm sorry, I said two. I said that we lost two people. I was actually it's just
him, yeah.
which is
Okay.
because I saw on another line they were saying, hey, the producer of Horizon Zero Dawn has passed away, and I forgot that. Yes,
Guerrilla
Guerrilla
Games, same guy, yeah.
is Horizon. Yeah, I only read this one though. Guerrilla shared the news of his passing on Twitter, prompting an outpouring of sympathy and condolences from across the game industry. And then there's a quote that says, "It is with great shock and sadness we inform you that our lead producer, Patrick Munich, is no longer with us," wrote the studio. "We are eternally grateful to have had our greatly valued." Sorry, let me read that again. "We are eternally grateful to have had our greatly valued and much beloved Patrick in our team." And yeah, I don't think we need to say any more about that other than it is the terrible tragedy.
Terrible
He's
loss,
definitely it's a terrible loss. He's young age of 44. I'm going to be 44 in a few weeks.
I'm going to be 44 in a year and a few weeks.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, great, huge luminary from the gaming world.
Yeah.
And we can't be more appreciative of his talent and the
And
stuff
what he
that he
brought,
brought.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
May you rest in peace, Patrick Munich, and I hope the family can find comfort and solace
Absolutely.
in this difficult time.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our hot topic. Welcome back, guys. It is time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week. Hot topic.
Yes.
Whoa. What's that?
We've got a third chair, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chaos Reaper
No
is
challenger
joining us.
has appeared.
I promised this last week, and well, it took a whole week. but he is here, guys. He is
I am
here
back.
for our hot topic.
I has returned.
Yes,
Better
sir.
late than never.
Yes,
Yes.
right. That's right.
Always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. An honor to be here again. I love this shit.
Yes.
Love it. All right, so we're going into our hot topic, guys. Hot topic this week, as I mentioned earlier, is our E3, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And apparently, like 20 more things that I didn't know about. I guess we'll get
Well,
into that.
I may have thrown a few curveballs here and there, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll get through this. So what essentially we're going to do, since we're going to start with those three categories, and maybe we'll work into some other ones. We're going to go around the table here, the virtual table, because there's no table in between us, but one at a time, and then we'll just kind of go with what our favorites of E3 was, what our not so favorites were, and what the uglies. We got really need to get into some uglies because we weren't bumping uglies, that's for sure.
Yes, we are gonna be bumping uglies on this one, evidently.
Oh my
So,
god.
This show got turned to 11.
Wow.
Yes. All right, sir. So I'm going to start here. We're going to start with Mr. Dream Twister. We'll work over to Mr. Chaos Reaper, and then I will come in with mine. Mr. Dream Twister, starting
All right.
with the best.
All right,
You're
we're gonna
number
talk.
one or three or however you want to do. 3, 2,
Oh, I
1?
don't have them in order. Honestly,
Oh.
That's
This-
fine.
yeah,
Me
this
either.
like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I feel like this E3 it was a weak E3 in sense of like content, but at least the goods were like the high points were high points. And what I have at least is three potential three good ones here. I got Final Fantasy VII, of course, on top.
Okay.
Final
Alright.
Fantasy VII, make me a believer.
Wow.
I was. I mean, I love hearing the fact that this was coming, but I was highly skeptical that they were gonna nail it, because I feel like the Final Fantasy that we remembered is not the Final Fantasy modernized that they could have ended up doing. You know, especially when I started seeing the gameplay, that started looking like like Kingdom Hearts almost. I was getting a little concerned with the Kingdom Hearts / Final Fantasy 15, look of it. But they put those, they put those worries to rest because they are actually doing active battle time.
Active time battle.
Active time battle, yeah, thank you. And they are
Wait, are they?
they're introducing but they're introducing action.
Oh.
So so the way it works, if you see the demo, is that you fight almost like a Devil May Cry, almost like you fight a Devil May Cry game, and that those hits will be building. Your active time battle is slowly increasing, but as you hit them with those small hits, it grows a little bit faster, and then when it is full, then that's when you unleash, whatever magic you have, or basically hell, exactly. So I got Final Fantasy VII there, of course. I was very excited to see Borderlands 3 also, even though it wasn't really featured.
Wait,
Is
wait,
it
wait.
just one or?
It's
are
just
we
one. Just one. We'll move on to Chaos now.
Yeah.
Oh, so so we're doing round robin.
Round robin. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
We're
My
going
bad.
around the table. I mean,
Around the table.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Mr. Chaos.
Honestly, I share Final Fantasy VII with Dream, because I have been waiting for this since that technical demo they showed for the PlayStation 3.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You bought into the hype.
Actually, I've been waiting longer than that because as soon as the PlayStation 2 came out and I saw how everything looked, I immediately wanted it. But, then the technical demo came out and I knew it wasn't a remake. I knew because it was very clear there was a technical demo. So I didn't buy into the belief or the conspiracy theory that they were making a remake. But I sure as hell wanted it.
Yeah.
So I was super excited when I haven't seen the demo. I only saw the trailer, which honestly enough got me so hyped that I immediately went and pre-ordered the collector's edition.
That's okay. I pre-ordered a collector's edition too. Not that $300 BS.
Oh yeah, I went
but
all out. No. What do you gotta call it bullshit though?
Because collector's editions of $200 forward, upwards of $100 are bullshit.
Well, I mean,
I
have
mean,
you
if you're a super
have,
fan, I
well,
get it.
have you seen the figure, the action figure, the oh my God,
I
what is
have.
the name of that
Yeah, I
that,
know.
that line?
Trust me. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Kai
I
Arts.
have the Overwatch Collector's Edition. I still have it in the box because I have no space to put it.
No. But have you seen the Kai Arts figure before?
uh, not particular, but I mean, I've seen the one that they're showing with this. Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same because that's Square Enix line. It's Kai Arts. That's
Kai
why
Arts.
they have
Oh, okay.
they have all sorts of characters of their games and all sorts of Batman and his villains and his rogue gallery and shit. They have from like movies, and they change it a little bit, some of them and whatnot. But they're really detailed. They're really good. I actually have Kai Arts from Batman Arkham Origins there.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, that's fair. That's
So-
fair because that is a piece that's almost artistic.
Yeah,
Even though
and
it's
it
like
has
fully-
two because it's Cloud and the bike, so that's why the price is so much. So honestly, it may not be completely justified, but to me, it's mostly justified.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I am gonna go for it.
Yeah,
And
I
again,
get
they don't. Sparrow actually mentioned it in the post, and because I noticed when I pre-ordered it, they don't charge you immediately. They charge you before it ships. So
Okay.
you can
So
sell.
that from Square, you mean?
Yeah, from
Ordering
the
from
Square Enix store.
Gotcha.
Nice. Okay.
Right.
Good to know.
Yes, and then okay, so that aside, Cyberpunk, and I'm stealing this straight out of Mad Dog, and I don't care.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Go to
Are we
mine.
doing round robin? Are we doing
Wait,
round
no,
robin?
because I was sharing the one with David, so I don't know if I should have just like gave mine
Oh,
or
no.
just.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So that
no,
was
no!
fine.
Don't
Okay,
worry
okay.
about it because
No?
my number,
Okay.
my
Okay.
number one from the list happens to be the same freaking game, guys.
Oh,
Final Fantasy
yes.
VII,
Yes,
the remake.
yes.
Full circle.
Amazing freaking thing, sir. You have to see the actual gameplay video.
Listen, I may get a heart attack, so
The
you will.
don't do it now because we need you
Yeah.
for the rest of the show.
okay.
But but yes, it's amazing. I was blown away, sir. I mean, I was a believer from the get go when they first 2015 E3 when they came out and they showed that freaking trailer and I was like, holy
Ooh.
shit! I think that's Midgar. Holy
Yeah.
shit, guys! I think that's Midgar. I literally, I think Santos was sitting next to me. I leaped out of the couch going,
Yeah.
that is freaking Midgar. Okay.
Yes.
So of course I won't say I was skeptical, but I knew I was like, this is a Square. It took them 30 years for them to do Final Fantasy 15. I knew this was going to take time. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen immediately. Here we are. That was 15. We are 19, guys. That's 4 years later.
Yeah.
We finally actually have a date. Even that is still next year. But that said,
Got a
we
release
have
date.
we have a release date.
we do have a release date,
And,
and
you know,
it
I-
looks
I just-
amazing.
I just want to add that the fact that it's episodical, I just like Dream pointed out. Please don't disappoint.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one here is apparently that's my only one concern. It is the Midgar section. That's it, which I know
It's big enough. It should be large enough.
it is big enough. I mean, the original Final Fantasy VII, it'd probably take you a good 10, 12 hours to get through that if you knew
Yeah.
where you were going.
Right.
However, obviously they're going to expand on that. It's supposed to take about 40 to 45 hours now, so they're obviously building it out to be a bigger thing, which I'm cool with.
Right.
But I feel, and I kind of have to agree with someone on the group where I'm like, I feel they may be expanding this a little much, especially if we're trying to get to that ultimate battle by, say, another 2 or 3 episodes, maybe 4. At this rate, just Midgar being 40, 45 hours, this could be stretched out a while.
I don't
Okay.
think it's gonna be a there's gonna be a third Final Fantasy 7 episode 3. I think honestly we're getting part 1 right now with 2 discs, and then we're gonna get part 2 in the other 2 discs on the PlayStation 5, which of
Okay.
course is gonna be large and all that, and then that's it. I don't
Okay.
think
that
it's gonna
will
be
encompass the whole story.
yes.
Is it really 2 discs for just the one game?
Yeah, that's what they said. 2 Blu-ray discs.
Mhm.
That is insane.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
insane.
And the sad part is that is on PlayStation 4, but there's no guarantee that the next chapter is gonna be on PlayStation 4 because by that time PlayStation 5 should be well into its existence.
I agree.
So
Yeah, but
that
I
concerns me
mean,
a little bit.
well, I the and I'm just going with the way they handled Final Fantasy 14.
Uh-huh.
I don't think there would be a problem.
That's true because Final Fantasy 14 was on PS3 originally, right?
Started on A Realm Reborn started on PlayStation 3 before the PlayStation 4 released.
There you go. Okay. Okay. So that gives hope.
That
Yeah.
gives that's something, and
no
they supported it for the A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. I think for Stormblood they dropped it,
Yeah.
but obviously the life cycle of PlayStation 3 has run out. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think by the time I mean, hopefully, right? Knock on wood, it's not gonna take until the end, until the end of life of the PlayStation 5, for us to see
Hopefully.
part 2
God,
Hopefully.
of this.
I hope.
Uh,
Let us hope.
all right.
All right, number 2, Mr. Dreamy.
Well, I mentioned it already. Borderlands 3
okay.
was a game that I did not know that I was gonna be so excited to see. Because it looks so much like Borderlands 2, but then I remember having playing it, haven't been playing recently Borderlands 2, and I know you guys are also. How freaking fun that game was, and how much Destiny never stood a chance against Borderlands 2. Not talking about the pre-sequel. Not talking about the pre-sequel. But Borderlands 2 was a fantastic game, sir. I'll put it up anytime I fight against Destiny, and it will destroy it. It'll absolutely destroy it.
Okay. I'm just gonna say it now because yes, I have been playing Borderlands 2, and even some of the pre-sequel with Mad Dog here.
Yeah,
Which
you'll be
I'm
playing the
not-
pre-sequel.
No, I only played it with Mad Dog. Let me tell you
Okay.
right now, because the pre-sequel I found that boring.
Yeah.
And I went back to Borderlands 2 and I played it by myself, and it was boring.
Oh, sir, you are
Okay,
one. You cannot be more wrong in this.
okay. I don't. It is my opinion that
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 has not aged well at all.
Well, it's okay to be wrong. That's fine.
Okay, the movement is clunky, the shooting is clunky, the reloading is clunky. I honestly, if it wasn't for the skills of the game, I probably would have stopped playing it already
But you're still playing it
because of friends.
because it's so boring.
It's fun to play with friends, and if you have 4 people, and mind you, this was said about Fallout 76, so it's not really saying much. When you play with people, it's fun.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
I will argue that. But then
Okay.
again,
And okay, let me clarify this.
I don't think
Borderlands
playing
2
with
is a
people makes a
product of-
bad game better.
Borderlands
I mean,
2
it
is
makes
a
it.
product of its time, and it was a
Uh-huh.
lot of fun, even solo playing it, at that time. But man, you play it now and you feel so. At least I felt slow, sluggish. You can't slide because there was no sliding at that point. God forbid there's any mounting over anything. The jumping it's problematic because you try to jump, and if you hit anything, it just like basically stops you, and you just fall straight down. Nope, I'm sorry, no.
All right. Well, to be fair,
Well, we can say
to
the
be
game
fair,
have a-
I'm playing this game on PC fully 60 frames per second. I don't think I'm having that problems that you're having, but I can see if you're playing on console, it probably looks like it hasn't aged well because I don't have any of those problems. I think the game's run super smooth, obviously, and it looks great. That it looks great.
No, the best part of that game is me playing the cycle and going crazy on everybody, because that shit is fun.
Yeah.
And the turret from the commando, which I have it to set up to blow up like a nuke,
Mm.
and that is a beautiful sight.
Yeah. Now, does Borderlands on PlayStation run at 60 or at 30? Because that Borderlands
I'm sure
2
it's
was
at
a
30.
but Borderlands 2 was a
PlayStation
360
3.
title, PlayStation
Oh,
3 title,
yeah.
right?
Past generation.
Yeah, I would still, from what I played on the pre-sequel,
Previous
I
generation.
would
Didn't
definitely
feel
say
smooth.
it's. I mean, it
Well, I
felt
mean,
smooth.
when
It
you see it
felt
like
at 30.
that,
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
then I can definitely understand where you're coming from because we have had shooters on consoles at 60. It's hello, any Call of Duty, all Doom,
Doom.
I
recently.
don't know. I don't know
Um,
why. I don't know why they would put it at 30 frames per second. It's not good.
they could
Yeah.
they didn't optimize. They didn't do a good job on it.
It
And
was
if
just
that's
a
the case,
port.
then
That's all it
I
is.
can definitely see definitely see your point. Because I'm playing. I mean, I'm playing what looks to me like a game that came out this generation. Graphics wise and movement wise. But then again, I'm comparing it with Doom 4, for example, or Doom
No,
4.
no, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Doom on PlayStation 4, which runs great.
Yeah, I
And
love
Call of
that.
Duty, and I mean shit, even Apex and all those, all the
Yeah.
Fortnite and all those the shooter games of now. So yeah, I can see why you see it that way. But
Borderlands 3 has me a little bit worried that it's just
More of
and
that.
no, well, it's not that it's just more of that because definitely it's going to be more of that. That's fine, but it's just that with the mounting and the sliding and and I mean there
no,
was a mech in
Borderlands 3 needs
the
to
gameplays
more
and
the
I really want that.
Borderlands 3 needs to be. I mean, the era of shooters at 30 frames per second and consoles is over. Consoles have demonstrated they can pull a lot more. This
And this
Borderlands
is
3
cell
is not
shaded. They should be able
60.
to do it.
Yeah, exactly. If Borderlands 3 is not a solid 60, then get the fuck out. There's no reason to get it. There's no.
But I do
Because
have
there's a
friends
lot
that are
of
super excited for Borderlands 3 other than you that they want me to get it day one, but
Mm.
I'm a little reluctant about it.
Yeah. I would have mentioned honestly. I would have put Doom here, or Doom Eternal.
Oh, I got
Well,
a trailer.
but
I
we
just
see.
thought of it though.
I see. Like, the only reason I didn't put it is because it was already like I've already seen Doom gameplay last year,
Okay.
so I'm not sure if it's like the best of this E3, because I
I
have
agree.
already seen it.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah. Although we saw Final Fantasy before, but we never seen it like this.
No,
True.
right.
Exactly. That was saying what they brought to the table was something extravagant compared to before.
True.
And I don't think people were expecting gameplay.
No.
I
No, I was.
because
I
they
needed.
needed to. They
They
needed to do it. Yeah.
Okay, they needed to, but it's Square Enix, and you know how these
Mhm.
companies are. But
True.
Yeah.
True. Mr. Kax,
Yes.
what is your number 2?
so, since I spilled the beans earlier, because I just want to be like Dream when I grow up, Cyberpunk 2077. I saw the presentation with Keanu Reeves, and honestly, the whole presentation, that whole thing, that because Keanu actually made that so much better.
I'm not sure if so much better, other than like that he was a cherry on top of a wonderful Sunday.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I am super excited for Cyberpunk 20. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that I'm gonna get that day one.
Yes.
I'm not gonna wait for anything. I'm just gonna buy it
Yeah.
because I need that in my life.
I 100% agree. It's not on my list, but I definitely agree with the excitement for it because holy shit, do I need that in my life.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
My number 2, guys, is The Outer Worlds, game by Obsidian.
Yeah.
And I know that it was at Microsoft conference, and I know that they like to tout it as their thing, but it is coming to many other consoles, including PlayStation 4. And I got to see some of the gameplay. There's a lot of gameplay videos out there, but man, does this feel like a proper, good space Fallout. And frankly, after the shit that Fallout 76 put everyone through, I am just happy that there is someone out there who is going to deliver us an actual good single player Fallout style type of game, and it looks really great. And on top of that, the art style, the art style that they went with the different worlds that they're going, I'm just like, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
This is also Obsidian of Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah, which Fallout New Vegas buggy because it's that engine is old.
That engine, correct.
But it's regarded as the best Fallout story of all of them.
Yep.
So yeah,
Okay.
Nice little pedigree.
Concerning the look of it, doesn't that remind you like
BioShock.
Borderlands?
Yeah.
A little bit, but it's not
Yeah.
cell shaded. But yeah, a little bit.
No, it's not cell shaded, but you know the brightness and how vivid
Mhm.
everything looked.
I
Yeah.
see it. I see it.
Yeah.
But this
That-
is single player, so I'm gonna go ahead with that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
streaming.
I got my last of the good ones, since we're limiting it to 3. Uh, is Ubisoft's Watch Dogs Legion.
I mean, how long do you
Nice.
want this to be?
Nice.
Yeah, true. Now that we have you, right?
Right, exactly.
Lol. Watch Dogs Legion caught me by surprise. It leaked early, yes. I am not a fan of Watch
Quote,
Dogs.
unquote.
So much that I completely skipped Watch Dogs 2 with everybody was saying like, no, you know what, but it is better. They tightened it up a little bit, but by that time I was like, nah, this is just another this is Assassin's Creed with guns. No, thank you. But seeing the concept of it, of how you can play, they say you could be any NPC. Well, idiot! If you're playing the person, it's no longer an NPC. I think it's better if they say you could be any character in the world, and that idea excites me because I saw gameplay of it, and it's pretty much like anybody different people that you choose have different skills that could be advantageous towards a particular mission, you know. And so it's almost like instead of switching gears, you're switching your personas, you're switching your people, your main character. Now that could come up at the risk of the story becoming a little too generic, which is it is a concern because
Possibility. Yep.
and Ubisoft is not known for having strong storylines. At least on like the ones that you thought they were going to be great, they completely like missed the boat on them. Fallout. I mean, what's it called? Far Cry. Not New Dawn, but the previous one. I don't know about New Dawn, but
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, Fallout.
Hope County or something, whatever it is.
Yeah. I keep calling it Fallout. Damn it. Far Cry 5.
Right. Yeah.
Sounded like it was gonna be an amazing story, and like nah. And so I'm a little concerned. I am very concerned about that part. But if they and the Division, let's not even talk about the Division. Like what story?
Right.
Yeah. So, but if they can nail good gameplay, just like the Division 2, which the story is garbage, but at least the gameplay is fun.
What story?
And exactly, I'll be willing to give it a chance. But yeah, that thing with the rand being anybody, it could be good and it can be bad.
Yeah, it could be a gimmick, or it can be, if it's done well, it could be the Nemesis system. So
It could
we
be
can
all
see.
yes. Oh my God, the Nemesis system.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny
Mr.
how
Chaos.
nobody's used that, right? How nobody else has used the
Yeah,
Nemesis
actually-
or something like it. Nobody's copied it. Everybody says how amazing it is. Everybody's like, yeah, look, it's cool, and then just move on.
This is how next games are gonna be. This is how this generation is gonna be. That all the games you're gonna have racing games with the Nemesis system and shit like
Nobody's
that.
done it.
Nope.
Not
Nobody.
not even Warner Brothers has done it.
Instead, everybody wanted to be Fortnite.
again. Yeah.
Because there's money in Fortnite. Yep. Mr. KX, you're number 3.
My number 3 is actually Outer Worlds.
Nice. All right.
I saw it and okay. If I can play a Fallout game that's not glitch to hell, that actually gives me options when I'm talking and actually reflects some kind of change, I'm all down for it.
Nice.
It looks the gameplay looked well. The little bit of gameplay is showed in the whatever I saw looks pretty solid. The fact that they show you him grabbing the gun, like, oh, here's the gun, here's thank you for helping me, the blood stop, whatever, and then she says like, oh, he could be a psychopath, and then bam, just shoots the
Yeah,
guy.
he shoots him.
I love games that give me choices like that, as long as those choices mean something. And considering that this is a single player game, they should.
Mhm.
And
They definitely should.
there's nothing holding you back from it not meaning something. That's they done in what is it, Fallout 4? It didn't
Yeah,
matter what it
New
really picked.
Vegas.
No, I mean, Fallout. I mean, what they did in Fallout 4 was that you had options, but none of them really matter.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
My last one is probably going to be what David Santos would call a frou-frou title.
Oh,
It is a tiny. It's a little game called Chris Tales, CRIS, and I sent it to Gilberto. You can see. Basically, it reminds me of Child of Light. And if anybody's played Child of Light, that's an UbiArt game that was freaking awesome.
I didn't know.
You did not play it. It is great. This one has a different type of art style, but it still has that side scroll. No, it's a turn-based RPG. Old school turn-based RPG.
I mean the previous one, the one that you said. You don't shoot or stab
Shadow Light?
it. Yeah.
No, it's the same thing. Old turn-based RPG.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
that's what it was.
I'm confusing it with something else.
It looked amazing. It was this random trailer that just caught me off guard, and I was like, hell! And it just like I said, I saw Child of Light, and I was like, hell yes, I want more of that. And of course, the trailer really opens up how it looks, and apparently there is a time travel element to it, so it has a little bit of Chrono Trigger inspired thing, and it just looks too cool, and I can't wait.
That looked pretty cool because the mechanic it's you use it outside of battle and inside of battle. I thought it was pretty awesome.
That's pretty freaking amazing, and if it's done right, it will be amazing, and I can't wait to do it. So that is, guys, our top 3 good for E3. Do you guys have any runner-ups? Anything you want to throw in there before we move on to the bad?
Runner-ups. No. Well,
Runner-ups
I would mention Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I will mention Doom Eternal because that game I'm super excited.
How could we
that
not
one.
mention Doom Eternal? I actually saw the trailer, finally sat down and watched it. Yes.
Yeah, Doom Eternal.
Yes, all of the yes.
Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein.
Twin something or?
Oh yeah, I saw a
What's it
little
called?
bit of that. I haven't seen. Is that with the 2 girls?
With
Yes,
the
2 daughters. Yep.
what is
Yeah,
that
with
called?
2 daughters.
Wolfenstein.
That's
Wolfenstein Youngblood. Youngblood.
Youngblood. That's the one.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yep. I'm going to mention a couple of people. First off, I'm going to mention President Keanu Reeves because that was amazing.
By the way,
that he came-
they're making him out to be like this generation's Chuck Norris.
Sir, I sent you a
Well
video.
deserved.
When you have time, watch it, and you understand what that's coming from.
Okay.
And then finally, I want to give a shout out to an awesome presenter, which I think
Shout
captured
out.
the hearts of everyone from the Bethesda conference, and that was Ikumi Nakamura, who presented Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yes.
Adorable, and she was awesome. She was nervous, and just on top of that, she was amazing. And
She was the happiest person at E3. That
Yes.
what that press conference kind of needed after seeing after having Todd Howard spew his lies and his smirk.
I
for-
honestly can't believe they
15
had
minutes.
him on stage again.
Yeah, I know
They had to.
Oh,
They had to
Yeah.
because if they didn't, that's the first thing they say. Why wasn't Todd Howard here? Why wasn't
Yeah.
Todd Howard? Here? So-
Really? Like, I
Oh,
mean,
hell
the
yeah.
question will be answered immediately, right? Did you not
No,
see?
because
what-
they would want that out of their mouths. Why wasn't Todd Howard? Here? I
Yeah.
want you, Pete Hines, tell me why wasn't Todd Howard here? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, Lord.
All right, guys. Moving to the bad. Mr. Santos, what is your first bad moment or bad
Oh.
thing or bad whatever?
All right, so the bad of E3, and this might surprise a few of you. This might be a little controversial. I'm trying to
Uh-oh.
say, so please bear with me. Todd Howard.
That's funny. I haven't heard that name the last like 2 hours.
Right?
The lines
Weird.
come of Todd Howard showing his daring to show his face again, and not just that, but the legions of Lolos, as I'm calling them, that are there like cheering him on, like whoa, like it is the second coming of Christ, like he just delivered you Final Fantasy VII before Square Enix did. Like he just gave you the most amazing experience in gaming. They are grateful for the fact that we got Fallout 76, in the stage that it is, but they're grateful. Now, I'm convinced that as usually happen on these conferences, pretty much everybody in the first three rows are employees. All right, and they are mandated by contract to hype it up. All right, otherwise this could cost them their job because guess what? Bethesda doesn't do very well. They're gonna start cutting heads, you know. But that's just me. Uh, it, anyway, but no, in all honesty, I was looking for the Bethesda show because I wanted to see how they will handle the disaster that was Fallout 76. You know, if there will be at least I don't know if they will have the decency of stopping there for a moment and saying, I mean, they don't have to bow like when Sony executives were asking for forgiveness for what happened when the Sony PlayStation network got hacked. You know, I wasn't expecting that, but saying seriously, you know what? This was never our intention to deliver a product, a product of this nature. We are working to on making it better. Please bear with us while we work on it. We apologize, whatever. What's under or apologize. Instead of taking everything like if it was a joke, you know, and they sort of, it was almost, it felt like a very sorry, sorry, not sorry, you know.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah. And I'm not here saying that they owe me an apology because they don't owe me shit. You know, they owe the gaming community, you know, an apology. All the people that spend their hard-earned money on an incomplete game, you know, and for trying to set a trend of, you know, just spewing out a broken game and try to fix it as the time goes, you know. I did not like that part. I did not like any of what he has of what he had to say about Fallout 76. And then of course, if you remember last podcast, we had a few predictions on it. And one of the predictions that I was able to nail 100% was the fact that NPCs are happening in Fallout 76 now.
Yep.
I was like, of course it was gonna happen. You know, like, how else are you gonna fix this broken ass game? You know what I mean? So yeah, Todd Howard's moment, almost the entirety of that Bethesda. Not the entirety. I'm sorry. The entirety of the part where he was showcased.
There you
To
go.
me, it was a really low.
Really low. Number one, Todd Howard for the bad.
Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
putting them on any particular
No,
order.
I know. You're
but-
yeah.
This one will be my number one to mention. I would be remiss not to say it.
Awesome. Mr. Chaos, what is your first?
Well, to continue the rising trend on shedding on Fallout 76 once more,
Oh, shit.
the entirety of that section with Todd Howard and Fallout 76 definitely ranks as my top worst E3 moment.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, love it.
It was embarrassing
Yeah.
to watch so many people. I understand that the first three rows are, but the amount of applause that it got when Fallout 76 got mentioned
I know.
was, like I said, was embarrassing. Like, what are you people doing? Are they throwing money at you from back there or something that you guys are cheering? Because, okay. And then they tried to sell the whole thing that they fixed it. We're doing this with like that. Like, look, we fixed it. Like, no,
No, he
no,
didn't.
that's what was supposed to be in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, you tried to Destiny us, and it was more obvious than Destiny. You know, there weren't even people in this fucking world.
That's true.
So, yes, that whole thing bothered me.
Yes.
But hey, woo! Todd Howard,
Yeah.
Fallout 76.
Todd
Yes.
Howard for the win.
Please don't fire me.
Fallout 76, the Please Don't Fire Me edition.
Coming soon to all consoles and PC.
Oh, yes.
Well, believe it or not, that is not actually on my list of bad, and it's not because I didn't think it was
Damn.
bad.
What kind
I
of
w-
trashy 3 did you saw then?
I thought it was a very bad moment. However, as I had called before then, I saw it happening. So I already knew
Yeah.
that was going to happen anyway. So it wasn't unexpected. I was like, yep, this is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to laugh it off. They're going to be surrounded by a bunch of fans. Also, of course, the employees. So
Yeah,
it's not.
I was
It is a bad
expecting.
moment,
I
but
was
it's not on my
expecting
list.
the joking it off. I was honestly because they done it before.
Yep.
He's done it before. I was expecting that. I was not expecting the standing ovation.
Yeah. Well,
No.
when you pay for that standing ovation,
You know,
that's
you
what
get
you
a
get.
standing
Yeah.
ovation.
Exactly. My number one, guys, is a little title called Bleeding Edge, which comes from our good developer Ninja Theory.
Oh yes, I saw. I
So
remember now. Yep.
this game, first off, I'm going by impressions only. Obviously, they haven't showed off any gameplay. At least I haven't seen any. And it was just from the trailer alone. It was just the fact that Ninja Theory brought us one of the best single player experiences a couple years ago.
And many before that.
And many before that, and that is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. So when Microsoft acquired them, I was like, yes, there you go. You got yourself a good developer. They're gonna bring you some awesome stuff, some awesome single player experiences to the Xbox, which is desperately needed.
Mm.
No, we're getting a 4v4 melee combat arena battler from them. And again, not that I don't have faith that they're going to do great at it. I'm sure they will. But was it Law? What was it? The one with the from there was another arena shooter that was similar to
Oh,
uh,
from Gearbox?
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Well,
no,
yeah, that one.
Lawbreakers. Was it Lawbreakers
No, no, no,
or
no. Well,
Lawbreakers was
Lawbreakers was
one.
one, but
Yeah.
the one from Gearbox.
yeah. So you have
God, I actually bought that game.
Battle something.
Battlestorm? No. Who cares? That's what
Who
it's called.
cares? Yeah, who
Right,
cares?
that's how
Battlefield for Gearbox.
that's how
Yeah.
forgettable that game was.
Lawbreakers from Cliffy B, and I'm gonna give it to Cliffy B. Obviously, he's a good developer. He didn't make a shit game, but it's gonna get lost in the shuffle, and that's what I
Mhm.
feel is gonna happen to Ninja Theory's game. It's gonna get lost in the shuffle. It's 4v4, and they have 8 total characters that I saw. So I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I'm like, this is not what I wanted for Microsoft. This is definitely not what I wanted for Ninja Theory, and yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it was shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with it.
I just saw the trailer for it, and
I mean, it's stylish as all get out, but
yeah,
not what I wanted. Yeah, not what I would have wanted for them.
not exactly sure how it will do.
Exactly. Mr. Santos, you're number 2, or your
All
second.
right. Well, yeah, my second on the bad list will be the well, all the mobile bullshit. Fortunately, that they throw out. I'm sure there were more than this too, but these two stand up particularly because
How dare you
it's
not
like
mobile?
they saw Bethesda. I don't care for mobile. I understand its space, but I there are good mobile games and there's free, there's trash that is pay to win. And the look of these two games, like immediately makes me feel like, oh yeah, these companies are not gonna resist the temptation of just going after those whales. So, excuse me. So one of them, of course, is that Gears of War pop. What the hell was that?
It looked
What?
disgusting. It looked ridiculous.
It
looks
sounds
looked
stupid.
ridiculous,
I gotta
yeah.
look this up.
The
Yeah.
Gears of War pop. It's basically it like they try to put it. There's a figure of there's a pop figure of Marcus Phoenix and another one of the Horde and and they're they look cute and whatever. But then you put it you look at the game and it looks just like another pay to win garbage. Crash of Clans or whatever the hell, those type of games. And it's like, what was the point? What was the point of putting the Gears of War name on it? Same thing with Ubisoft showing Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. It's like, don't get me wrong, there's a potential for it for them to make a really cool, a really cool mobile game, but that's not what 80% of mobile games are, nowadays. Just to put a number over my head, most of them are just looking for that pay to win, money after, and I just like I'm done. I'm done with these companies wasting stage time to show us a freaking mobile game. I mean, didn't they learn what happened to Blizzard with the announcement of Diablo, whatever the hell that was? That
Clearly
people started
not.
asking if that was not a late April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
Like
Some of them.
seriously,
That's pretty bad.
stop.
Okay, why? Okay, especially Funk. I mean, even Gears of War. Why are these companies doing this? Considering Funko Pop
Money.
has like an immense roster of things that they could have done. They literally could have made a battle royale out of all the Funko Pops.
They could have, but
They
then they have to
could.
pay licensing to all those properties that they're Funko Popping.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
Funko
So the only reason they did this is because Microsoft
said
is
yes?
paying for them. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Microsoft is paying for them to use their property to make a game. So
Also, I want to point out that I love the term Funko popping.
I just coined that phrase, Funko
Yes,
Popping.
Funko popping.
Funko Pop.
What is Funko doing? Oh, they're just popping.
They're just popping. That's what
Yeah.
they do. Mr. Chaos, your number 2 or your second one, however you have it numbered.
Star Wars. What is it? The Fallen Order?
The Fallen Order. That's right.
Good
Fallen Order.
lord, that looks rough. That looks.
So you would say that looks bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's on his bad list.
Rough is one thing. Bad
What's-
is
Alpha is one thing. What was
no.
that?
rough is one. Rough is one thing. See, I disagree because I didn't think it looked great. After
It
watching
doesn't.
it again, it looks very generic. But I wouldn't
Yes.
say I wouldn't say it looks bad. Final
Hell.
76 is bad.
Listen, there were moments that I looked at it and I saw like I can see why Sparrow says this is a PlayStation 2 game.
Oh wow.
Wow.
There was I think it's on the opening when what's this guy the actor with the lazy eye?
Oh, that's with the ATI.
Yeah. The
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker when his character is like on the glass or something. Look at that again and tell me that looks like a PlayStation 2 graphic right
Sir,
there.
I looked at this trailer. I looked at this trailer 3 times because the first one was to make sure that I was looking at it from the right because everybody around me that kept looking at it was like, "Man, this is trash. This and that." I'm like, "Well, am I being biased because I like Star Wars and because I like Respawn?" So I looked at it again, and the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I see. I see what they mean. Obviously, when you compare this with a great review, with a gay gameplay, like shit, you see Final Fantasy 7, you can see the quality of it. You see
Yeah,
Death Stranding, and you can see the quality of it. And this just ends up
like
looking
Timefall
a
2,
little
the
too rough,
campaign.
a little too generic. Well, that was my point. I was thinking, well, these are the people that did fucking Titanfall 2's campaign, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure with a Star Wars license, they should be able to do wonders. And I was expecting they should have space battles and stuff like that. And none of them was showcased. What was showcased for a game that supposedly is releasing kind of soon. It does look like, oh man, this is like Tomb Raider was better than this.
Yeah, they
You know
should.
what?
I
But-
honestly hope they the next time they show it, I hope it looks better than this.
I don't want that to
I
be
hope so, too.
confused. I don't want this to be confused with this is EA, therefore we must automatically hate it,
No,
which is what I feel a lot of people
Definitely not. I love
because
baseball.
it doesn't look like a PS2. If it looks like a PS2 game, I want you to show me a I want you to go back and look at PS2 games, on the one. And so there was a level of detail and of gameplay that looks like it was gonna be, legitimately fun. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can find a cutscene from Metal Gear Solid 2 that looks about as good as that game.
Yeah, but that would be a cutscene though, wouldn't it?
no,
Well,
That's a little fair.
All the cutscenes were using in-game graphics.
yeah. Also, that is
But during the PS2, it would have been a cutscene that was not using in-game graphics. Was it?
Oh, they were. Yeah, they
Oh,
were.
they were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, that is very hyperbolic when you look at it. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't want it. I don't want the people to get confused with the.
So
with the,
if
oh,
I
this is
if I
C3,
find
so
you
we should
if I
automatically hit
find
it.
you a cutscene that looks as good as that game in Metal Gear Solid 2,
Sir, I own Metal Gear Solid 2 on like 3 consoles. I owned it. So,
really?
yeah, because it came out to PlayStation. It came out on PlayStation 2. It came out on on Xbox. Actually, I try to remember if it was
Was it Twin
Xbox.
Snakes?
It was no, it was it was Metal Gear Solid 2 came out on Xbox One, the first Xbox. Shit, the first Xbox on the Xbox OG.
Damn you,
That came out.
Microsoft, with your name.
And aside, and it was a perfect copy, except for the beginning where the rain, because for some reason Xbox could not handle the rain, so it was super slow. But the port was, it was decent enough. But and one time that I bought the collection, I want to say that probably was PS3.
Oh, the collection
or
did include that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
fancy, yeah.
So
And you played it again?
I played it again. Yeah,
Well, even if it did, it would have been remastered at that point. So
yeah.
it still look better anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, my next bad E3 thing, if we can call it a thing, Gears of War 5. Now, let me explain this. I'm not saying the Gears of War 5 looked bad. I'm saying I didn't get to see Gears of War 5. I saw an entire Microsoft press conference. I saw 15 to 20 minutes dedicated to Gears of War and saw zero gameplay.
Mm.
How does that sell anybody on Gears of War 5?
On a game that is about to be released in November, I
It
think.
coming in September.
September? Oh shit!
Yes.
That's only
And even
what,
closer.
2-3 months? Mhm.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm sorry, Microsoft. That is an epic fail. If you don't have any gameplay to show, then don't spend 15, 20 minutes on this. Show us something else that you have gameplay on. And Gears of War is a flagship title. And you just wasted everybody's time by showing us one trailer that I don't even know what you're trying to say in there because I don't really know the Gears of War storyline. And then you
Sorry
talked
about that.
about some modes, and the modes didn't really impress anybody. So that is my number 2. Mr. Santos.
I'm gonna meet you there with my number 3, except that I'm gonna include Elder Ring,
Mm-hmm.
Halo Infinite,
Mm-hmm.
and Cyberpunk
What?
as the bad.
Wow, the bad.
Yep. You know
Wow,
what?
we're gonna have to fight.
Taking the gauntlets
You know what?
off now.
I'm sorry, fanboys, but
I'll
somebody
fight.
has to tell it like it is.
I will fight you.
Watching, just getting Keanu Reeves on stage
Close it up.
and getting freaking showing you a CG trailer
Cinematic.
is not it's cinematic is not gameplay.
No,
This
it's
is a
not
game
good.
that by now they should have shown gameplay. And if we're gonna shit on Gears of War for not showing the proper gameplay, and Halo Infinite, I'm putting it right there also because what we saw, like, what the hell was that? That tells us nothing, and also it doesn't look that great for a next gen title, evidently, supposedly. Oh wait, we don't know because we didn't see gameplay. Elder Ring, same thing. Like 2019. The era of showing just CGI should not exist anymore. That should be a thing of the past already. Show the game. You have your moment where you show your reveal. Hey, we're making this game, right? And then on the next E3, you should at least have show something. Hell, Death Stranding show us a person walking, and just because it was an engine, we were like, okay, cool, I'm down. Cyberpunk had a gameplay demo last year. It wasn't shown to the general audience, but it was shown to the press. And later on, it was shown. Somebody, I don't remember if it was a leak or they just decided to show it on YouTube like a month or two after that. why the hell are we not looking at gameplay? Oh, so Keanu, we can play, or Keanu Reeves appears on it. Well, that's great, but show me, I want to see more about this game, and filling out a moment in the press conference, wasting the time bringing a celebrity, and then not showing anything else other than just a cinematic trailer. That's a waste of time to me. So yeah, I'm sorry. It hurts me too because I'm very looking forward Cyberpunk.
You know what? I'm not gonna fight you. That's a respectable opinion.
I agree. I agree 100%. I don't.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
I was super excited. I guess because I saw the gameplay before, I guess I wanted to see more gameplay.
You didn't miss
I think,
it?
yeah, Cyberpunk. I mean, not Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red. While I love them, they are a little too protective in what they show, and that can hurt them in this case, obviously, because he obviously feels that way. It didn't bother me as much, although I do agree it didn't have gameplay and it should have. At that point, Microsoft wasn't showing gameplay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Why should Cyberpunk be? Why would Cyberpunk be any different? Especially since I've already seen the gameplay. So, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to disagree.
Yep, I agree. It's I would have liked to have seen some gameplay there, even though I know you can just YouTube it, but it would have been nice to see some gameplay there.
Ms. KX, your third and final for the bad.
Not that I want to give them more publicity, and not that I want to talk about him again, but Bethesda and Todd Howard again.
We're going to reiterate number one and number three are
with the passing reference to Elder Scrolls 6. What the fuck? So last year you gave us a picture. So last year you gave us a picture, just one still with the title, and that's it. And this year you just passingly mentioned it and moved on. Like didn't even he actually mentioned it amongst a list of things that he was talking about. It was like dun dun Elder Scrolls 6 dun, and I was like, that's it. That's all That's all we got. That is all we got. Why? Why? I mean, I'm not even asking for gameplay. Just at least a cinematic trailer.
Here's my thing. That game is not even being worked on. I'm pretty sure it's not, because they're still working on Starfield. Nope, nothing. It's not even being worked on.
Just
that team is working on Starfield.
I think that's what they were talking. That he was mentioning, like, amongst the projects they were working on, Elder Scrolls 6, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, like wait, hold up, what?
Could you slow down a little? Go back. Could you show me a new picture at the very? No, that's it. That is all we got for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, I hear you, sir, and I'm sorry. My last one, guys. Square, you did so well with one, but you really shit the bed with the other, and that is Marvel's Avengers, guys.
Yes.
Marvel's Avengers.
I had it there, but you made me took it off my list. So
I made you take it off. I didn't make you take it off. But
I need to pick three.
He just made you pick 3 out of the 20 that you did.
Well, you can mention it in the in the follow up here. But yes, Marvel's Avengers. First off, I'm not even gonna get started with the character models. That doesn't bother me. However, if you're trying to be something different, stop being too close to the movies then, right? Because you're already laying out an expectation then.
I agree.
Secondly, it's clear that this is going to be a single player plus game as service. It is clear as day as they were on stage, and I was like, this is not what I wanted from a Marvel's Avengers game. So there's that. There's the impressions that I have listened and read upon since that game has been shown. It's not been shown to the public as far as gameplay, but it has been shown to the media, and they have come out. And let me tell you, the overwhelming meh is like deafening. I'm like, oh my God, you guys have had all this time to work on it, and this is what you have. The game comes out next year. You have a year, so don't get me wrong. There's time to brush things up, but let me tell you, you're not going to change an entire game in a whole year. So whatever the track that's laid,
they kind of did with Final Fantasy 14.
In a year?
For like 2.
No,
Okay,
yeah, they
well,
shut
But
that
that's an
down like
MMO.
2
That's an
years.
MMO,
That-
which is even bigger.
It is even bigger, yeah. So impressive in
By
their
the way,
thing.
and I forgot to mention this on my runner-up, but of the good, but Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. I really didn't mention it because it's been shown before. We've gotten gameplay before. We know all the job skills and shit. But seriously, super excited.
The opposite of that is Marvel's Avengers. Super
Yes.
excited, guys.
Which
Super not
to
excited.
I wanted to mention concerning the models. I heard someone say like that they were complaining that it didn't look like the characters in the movie. That's not the point of this.
No, it's
That is
not.
a stupid complaint. But those models look bad.
Yes.
They don't look
Black
great.
Widow's hair is scary.
Oh,
all I
Black
can say.
Widow is scary. She looks like
Black Widow.
male Bruce Banner.
Yes, actually, I think somebody looked at her and said, "Is I think they compared it to a model of BJ Blazkowicz. No, that was Captain America.
my
Captain
God.
America. Captain America and BJ Blazkowicz looks the same. That's what they're saying.
Wow.
All right, moving on to the ugly, Mr. Santos. Your first of your uglies.
Well, we gotta admit that this was you can see this from a mile away. Obviously, Jedi Fallen Order. Sorry, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's the ugly here, and it's not. I mean, it is the character. I do not like the super generic look of this Jedi character that they put, or his little companion, which is yet another robot, another little droid that we don't see in any of the lore of any of the movies or anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
But it's just made up for this, for this character.
For the purpose of toys.
For the purpose of yeah. You guys have I've obviously you have seen better Star Wars, better looking Star Wars games, better looking, not the play, not the because I'm thinking Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
looks amazing, for what it's worth, and you guys are not wrong in the sense that some of the gameplay it was the gameplay that is showing like there's not much there to convince me that this is gonna be a must get. And this was, I still have faith in Respawn. I still believe they can turn it around. And I'm still looking forward to see what they bring. But hey, even Platinum Games have made their shitty games. So
True.
So I'm looking at this one with a little bit of a more cautious eye and a little bit less of a Respawn fanboy eyes.
Nice. Mr. Chaos, you're first. Uglies.
Bumping uglies. I think we lost Mr. Chaos.
Oh,
No,
did
I'm
we
sorry.
lose?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm here. What was the question?
The first.
Are you paying? You even paying attention, sir?
Well, I
You're in the
kinda-
middle of
I
a
had-
podcast.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to. Sorry, but real life. Sorry.
Okay.
I just missed the last bit.
Okay. Your first.
You missed the last
of
bit
your
of me
uglies.
apologizing to you for critiquing you putting Jedi Falling Order into the back category. And I was here apologizing, and you didn't hear me. You know what? I take my apology back.
He put it into his ugly category, sir.
That's okay. I'll listen and we'll listen to a podcast. Actually, Mad Dog, I was gonna ask you to go because I had it in my
Okay.
head, but then this happened and it just slipped my mind.
Okay, no problem, sir. My first of the uglies is Battletoads.
God damn it.
Battletoads.
I've heard a lot about this and I need to look it up.
It looks
Yeah.
like a crappy Saturday morning cartoon.
No, it looks like a crappy Flash game.
Oh, that too, sure. Which was based off of a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
That it just didn't look. It's just not the Battletoads that I was. It really looks like they
not
would say,
my
"Hey, they want Battletoads. What is the cheapest way we can make this for them? Oh, hey, let's do a Flash game version of this. Cool, let's do it. I don't even know if Rare's involved. I mean, if Rare's involved, then what the hell's wrong with Rare? I mean, Rare had like real credit back in the day, and this right here is not the Rare I remember. So if they're involved, I don't even know if they're involved. I didn't even looked it up. I just saw the trailer of the gameplay. I was like, nope, that's bullshit. That's too
Yeah.
ugly for me.
I'm just gonna get mine out of the way to say I'm with you on that one. Battletoads did not look great.
Yes.
Let me ask you something, and not that I disagree with you, but what else should they have done? What should they have done instead?
I mean, if they were going to do, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry if you want to say.
No, I just wanted to say, to me, it is, it's not just well, it is the art style, where the Battletoads, they don't look like the badass Battletoads that we saw, they don't even look strong, let alone the actual the actual gameplay. Like the background looks so plain. Like you look at that floor and there's not a single texture in it. It's like it looks very like someone did this in very low budget.
Is this a mobile game?
Unity free. It looks like a mobile game.
It looks
Yes,
like a mobile game.
It does. It does. That's why I'm legit asking. This is not a mobile game.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's pretty. Wow.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Now that I finally remembered what the first one was, anything related to Dragon Quest, because I care so little for Dragon Quest, and the little that I do, it's not even good.
Oh, Dragon Quest.
So whether it's an actual game, whether it's a mobile game, whether it's a Minecraft wannabe game, whatever the hell it's trying to be, don't care for it. Not even a little. Not at all.
I love it. Not even a little. Not even at all. My next one is Contra, the Hardcores, guys.
Yeah.
Hardcores Contra was, I mean, ugly doesn't even like completely encompass how disgusting this game looked. This is not Contra. I'm not even sure why they're calling it Contra. It is garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage, and it is. I don't even know what it's. I honestly don't even know why they're bothering, because it doesn't even look like or feel like Contra. So, Contra Hardcore, ugly ass shit.
Yeah, well, I don't understand what is it with this. Like obviously there's a generation gap or something that doesn't understand the importance of this intellectual properties, and we saw it happening with the Thundercats. Remember the Thundercats? Remember the reboot or whatever it is that they're doing with the Thundercats? I feel like that's what's happening to Battletoads, and I feel like that's what's happening to Contra here. Like, who the fuck was who in the mother of fuck thought that it was a good idea to put a panda on a Contra game? Like, where does that even make sense?
Yeah, I don't know what the panda came from.
I don't
ridiculous.
understand. I don't know. That is not. Contra was Bill and Lance shooting shit all around. Like, it's so simple. You don't even have to make it real 3D. Like, you're trying to incorporate this like 3D craziness shooting, and like at that point, you can't make a pinball game and call it Metroid. Oh, because because it's a ball.
All you gotta do is just like shove in Riley in there and some Samus, and you got Metroid pinball.
I guess so, but you can't call that the true sequel to Metroid, or you shouldn't. I know they tried it with
Don't give them ideas.
Well, they did it with Other M, whatever the hell that game was.
Oh, that was disgusting.
But they didn't do a Metro game right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're gonna make if you're gonna make a sequel to a beloved franchise, you don't make something so entirely different. Like, you don't change the formula that much and still call it Contra. Oh, this is the next Contra. No, it's fucking not. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but it's not my Contra, and those aren't my Battletoads either.
Not my Contra.
Hashtag not my Contra.
Mr. Santos, your final of the uglies.
My final. My final of the uglies was Microsoft's Elite Gamepad, which, hold on, that gamepad looks cool. It looks cool. But what the hell is it? That game.
Sorry, guys, hold up.
that-
There was a loud
that
noise. I
pricey.
gotta go check it out.
Okay, all right. Well, he'll be back. $180.
That's the final price. Wow.
$180 for Microsoft Elite Gamepad, and it was to a gamepad that was already expensive. The Elite Series One was expensive already at $150. And yes, it was a cool gamepad and all, but there was also reports of some of the quality of the construction not being that great compared with the regular a regular game a regular Xbox gamepad, which should be it should be the de facto standard of playing games, overall.
Gotcha.
I'm back.
So,
Sorry about that.
No, you good?
So yeah, no, I was mentioning the $180 for the new Microsoft Elite gamepad, which is
How
like
much?
$180, bro. Like almost a console,
Wow.
And that's what Microsoft want to charge for, for this pad, which we don't know the quality of construction. Like we don't know that yet. The first I was telling Mad Dog, the first one was. It was, it looked cool and all, but there was some questions about the quality of it because so many of them, kept breaking,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my last ugly.
Okay.
Any more, please, Mister? Oh yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I have one. Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh.
What?
Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you. What? Okay, first off, I don't know.
What?
There was
Please.
no gameplay shown, but I guess it's an old game. How old is this game again?
This game came
years
out in
old.
2012, I think.
Oh, 8.
Or 2013.
And
I could be
we're
wrong.
porting it now.
Yes,
Why?
sir. Because people have been asking for it. I mean, I played that game. Let me put it this way. I downloaded the Japanese version of that game and installed an English patch, and I played it, and I was enjoying myself with it. Actually, it was really cool. For what it is. I'm not gonna say, it's like the best MMO or anything like that. Obviously, Final Fantasy 14 is that. But what I played was interesting, was engaging, was fun, and it was in this futuristic setting, this sci-fi setting that that I particularly enjoy. Problem was that every time they patched the MMO, they patched it, the patch will break, the English patch will break, and then I'll have to re-download it again because I was technically not supposed to be able to play that game. And,
Right.
I know. But I'm excited to see to see it, and obviously they have made it better and they have made some improvements. So I
don't
know
know.
what that game looks like. So
It feels like they're trying to do what happened with Final Fantasy 14 and PlayStation, like it was exclusive.
oh yeah, no, they already said this is not an.
It's a timed exclusive, right?
No, not even.
Not even?
This is not an exclusive. This is
Then
not.
why did they made it look like it was?
Because it was shown on that. On that first of all, I don't think they ever mentioned that it was an Xbox.
Well,
exclusive.
the wording was that they're bringing the MMO to the West through the Xbox One X.
Well, they're showing it on Xbox One X, so they're saying that. But yeah, I can see how that could have been.
That is
included.
misleading.
But they mentioned they did mention nope, this is not because I saw the I have actually as a news piece I didn't mention it, but they did clearly say no, this is not an exclusive.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go with the ugly was Xbox misleading me with that shit.
There you go. Why not?
Because I couldn't understand why, and like, why are you gonna port this and make this exclusive on a console that we don't even know how much it sold?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not an exclusive. Now, if they don't make this crossplay, then
I think they did. I think in the trailer you see that it is.
Okay. All right. Cool. Also,
I mean,
wanna
they're
know
better
this-
at this point. Seriously.
Yeah.
So my last of the uglies is already mentioned. Don't want to harp on it too much, and that is, of course, Jedi Fallen Order, guys. Very ugly game. Very ugly showing, I should say.
And very
didn't-
disappointing. God
very
damn.
disappointing, especially since the game comes out later on this year. I don't know how much can be corrected between now and then. I don't want to put any blame on anybody. Just to say, look, from what I saw, it didn't exactly blow my skirt up. If you so.
It didn't even whiff
Thank
it.
goodness, because I don't want to see what's under that skirt.
Sir, you don't know what you're missing, my friend.
No, I will die. I will die ignorant.
So yes, that is the uglies, guys. Now I have two more. If we have some time here, we can get through them. And if you have some, if you don't, I just kind of made a list, and feel free to throw some in there if you want.
Listen, man, I kind of like squeezed everything that I possibly could.
I'm bingo on the list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I am. I'm just gonna like react to whatever you say at this point.
okay.
Oh.
Okay. So for what I found confusing, was The Witcher 3 coming to Switch.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
I guess-
mentioned that.
I
yeah.
guess that's great for Switch owners. I just feel that after 3 years, if you really wanted to play Witcher 3, you'd have played it on a console that had it already, or maybe a PC. Not saying it's not going to sell, just knowing the shortcuts they had to take to get it on there. It just feels like, why was this needed? But hey, whatever. Halo Infinite, no gameplay. Supposed to be coming out for the new console, apparently. Comes out for the new Xbox, whatever it's going to be called.
2020.
Confusing in the sense that I didn't know he was a robot, but okay.
So I have a
guess
question.
he's a robot.
Yeah.
When the next console comes out, what are they gonna call the Xbox One X?
Oh,
Because
Xbox. Oh, the
It
Xbox
used
One
to
X.
be the strongest console.
The Xbox, please buy me.
No, because it used to be like, that, this is the strongest console ever. Like, well, you should always finish that tagline with, for now.
For now.
Because what are you going to call this one? The strongest console ever?
This one is a carbon copy of the PS5. When they were mentioning
The
when they were-
yes.
yeah, the specs, I was like,
I know,
you're describing
where-
the PS5.
I'm like, where have
what
I
is
heard this before?
Yeah,
I swear this sounds oddly familiar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could that
Yes,
could that
exactly.
have something to do with them working together and whatever?
Oh yeah, when they say that, you know what? I think one of the presidents, and I want to say it was Sony, saying he was mentioning there was no roadmap that will have us playing together or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but not playing, making a console together. What I meant, and obviously I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact thing. However, you have a point. That looks very close.
Yeah, but not maybe the same console, but the same
Architecture?
Infrastructure. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
but I guess architecture. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're what are consoles if not underpowered PCs? Sorry, Mad Dog.
Oh,
Whatever, dude. They sell, they work. I ain't got to.
I know, right? I don't see the problem. As long as you
Yeah.
can play Borderlands 2 on it, you're fine.
Exactly.
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 All right. So, and the last few things I have. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, finish off because I got one.
Oh, well, this was another category. So if you got some confusing shit, throw it out there.
Oh, confused. Well, not confused. Well, I guess like maybe Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Like really, Modern Warfare? You're doing Modern Warfare again? But that's fine. I mean, I can understand why they're doing it. So I guess I'm not confused.
The well is dry.
Yeah, honestly, yes, but
You know they're doing that same shit with Black Ops next year. You know that. I'll tell you
think
right
so?
now. Oh yeah. Oh,
well,
you
okay.
know that.
First and foremost, Black Ops should have resetted their storyline and everything like 3 games ago.
Yeah, we're going back to Cuba. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
We're going back to Cuba.
Yeah, those numbers. that was and to the numbers. Like, what do the numbers mean? What does the numbers mean?
And this is the problem with these shooters, with shooters overall, especially like Battlefield and Call of Duty. What are you going to do next?
Yeah.
There's nothing. You can't. I
That's
mean,
the
as
problem
long
with
as
doing
you're
yearly.
strictly talking weaponry and soldiers and shit, you can't go with like heaven weapons or like demons and shit because Doom exists, you know? So you already did space, you already did the past, you already did the present. What are you doing next?
Borderlands 3, sir.
More of the present? We're gonna do an update on the present. That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna
There
do.
you go. There you go.
Oh man. All right. So the last category I have was just surprises. Surprises that I had not going into the E3, not expecting to be surprised by this or just it catching me off guard completely. First one for me was Watch Dogs Legion. I never played the first one, never played the second one. However, after watching everything for Legion, I was like, if they can pull this off, I'm interested. And that was very surprising for me. Same thing for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I was actually kind of interested in Wildlands when that came out, but never actually got around to it. Now watching the Breakpoint, knowing that you're going against a team led by John Bernthal, which is a cool character. Anything he plays, he's just a badass dude. And again, wasn't expected to be interested in it, and it did kind of surprise me there. Final Fantasy VIII finally getting remastered after everybody just assumed that I think there was a rumor that they may have just lost the source code, and maybe that's still true.
That actually I heard that too. I was talking to a friend recently. Like I asked him, like, why haven't they made a remaster of this? And he told me because apparently they lost the code. I'm like, what does that even mean? What is that? Can't you just grab a copy of a disc?
No,
and, like,
they can't. No, because that's not the way it works. When you're programming the code, you make the code, and then you I forget what the name of the process is, but when you recompile, when you compile the code, you no longer have the code. You have the final product. You have machine language. So they can. I mean, I guess there could be a way
Maybe reverse
to.
engineer it.
Probably,
I mean,
probably not.
come
Probably
on,
not.
there's gotta be a way.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be It's not gonna be effective. We're talking about, millions of lines of code, for this game.
I know.
So yeah, and then debugging that's gonna be hell. So yeah, no, that's not gonna be. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, can they just grab a copy of whatever's available and just like look on it? But yeah, unfortunately, that's not the way programming works.
I don't know. Whatever the case may be, apparently they found it.
Yeah, it was in
I
the
know.
vault somewhere.
Somebody left it in the shoebox in the closet.
left it-
Yeah, exactly. They found the shoebox in the back of the closet. Yeah, they found it. So yeah, I'm actually super. I can't say I'm super excited about it, but I'm excited about it.
Me too. Me too. I kind of
I
enjoyed
really
that.
like that game.
Me too. PC gaming show. I was expecting that to be another bore, and not only was it not a bore, I freaking enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Microsoft
An
conference.
avalanche of games.
Yes, nothing but games. And guess what? They showed gameplay, guys. Gameplay is king,
Now-
and they showed it.
To give you an idea of how many games versus other shows, other presentations, I was going through the highlights as I told Mad Dog and Dream earlier, and Microsoft was like, the highlight video was like 7 minutes, and like 3 of those was Keanu. The Square Enix was like 13 minutes. The Bethesda one, I didn't even saw the highlights of that because I actually saw that presentation. And when I got to the PC gaming one, the highlights was 33 minutes.
Damn.
Yep. So that's
And
it all.
everything, I tried like skipping a little bit, and you would skip an entire game and go into the next one. That's
Yeah.
just one trailer after another after another. I think I saw something about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines
Masquerade?
2.
Yeah.
Yes, that actually looks pretty cool.
It does look good. There's a lot of good games that came out there. And those are my surprises that I had for E3. If there's nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and take this to the end here. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the real episode 164. As always, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there. Also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone, including your friends, foes, family, whoever you don't like. Just give it to them anyway. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos. Oh wait, no, excuse me, Mr. Chaos Reaper.
Oh.
He
Yes?
left already.
No, I'm still here.
He's
Like,
already
oh.
gone. Oh.
No, I was just like listening attentively, and suddenly I heard my name, and I'm like, wait, I thought we were going to David.
All right, let's do it. Let's do this proper. I'm gonna give my final word, and I'm gonna pass it to Mr. Reaper, and he's gonna take us home.
That's what I was expecting. It really caught me off guard.
My last words is the console that I'm gonna be playing this at this holiday. Google Stadia, my
Oof.
most anticipated.
You are. You may not even be wrong.
You may not. You may not.
And Mr. Chaos, please take us home.
Guys, thank you for having me. I know that I came in just for the hot topic, but we really need to. And I know Sparrow Wolf mentioned it, and I want to make the proposal here. But I would like for the four of us to actually record a full podcast.
Yes.
That would be probably mind blowing.
Yeah.
Certainly mind blowing. And yeah, just having all of you guys, like all these personalities here, and so much sexy, so many sexy voices in one place. Yes.
Imagine, oh my God, if we get Gio from Nivel Escondido, this will complete us. This will be the final form.
A singularity may happen in the
A singularity may happen. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The world
The
will never
apocalypse
be the
is
same.
coming, guys. Get
Yes.
ready. So, guys, again, thank you for having me here again in the real episode 164.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, this is Chaos Trooper saying goodnight, guys.
All
And
right.
Red
We'll see
Twister
you
signing
guys
off.
next week.
GG!